Hello, what is good, everyone? It's Monday. Time for some good ass Guilty Gear Strive. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've been on Strive. Looking at the past VODs, I think that's, yeah, I think that happened. But luckily, we're still a little bit in the trenches, but I kind of cleared out most of my work now, so I'm not as busy. Which means, you know, hopefully moving forward, I'll be here for Strive for the most part. Pretty excited about that Venom though, man. Character looks sick. Give me 1 second. Right, perfect. What is good, guys? Alright, so without further ado, we are a little bit late anyway, so let me just quickly have a look at the old bracket here. Boring. Alright. Oh, let me move Asuka out the way. Alright. For check-ins, we need a Scatter to check in. Is Scatter not streaming right now? No way, right? Scatter didn't check in. Do we have... Who else? Just Scatter. Alright. So, if Scatter's streaming, you know what to do. Let me just quickly check, actually. Scatter is not streaming, so I assume Scatter will not be joining. Alright, that's fine. I'm just gonna move on with the bracket then, and we'll be on our way. Voltan, you can actually join. Yeah, do you want to join right this second? Then you gotta do it now. You just woke up. You know what? That's valid. I'm not gonna question your life decisions. You're a grown man. Why are you waking up at 7 though? Oh, the good old nap, I guess. Classic. All right. For our stream matches, let me see what we have here. Let us do. How about? Oh, valid. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of people are kind of like that today, kind of cooked. Let's do RazChan against Dandy, the Dodo, for round 1. And let's also do my boy Napso up against Thunder Kitty. For round 2, let us do... Oh, this one could be Karma 6, so let's probably let them rest. Do this one. And we should do this one. Alright. Also, I forgot to add money to the prize pool. Let me do that in a sec. I realized, because I haven't been around for like 3 weeks or so, that I've forgotten to update the ELO side. So I just kind of had to fix that. And it ended up taking like half an hour that I would normally spend on seeding. And suddenly I was like very late, but we sort of made it. So it's not too bad. Alright, give me 1 second. If you are not on stream, you can now absolutely go ahead and play. Let me get that ping sorted though. Enjoy the trenches, Ratch. I hope you, you know, you don't go down to Tekken King. I do expect you to fall down to Emperor probably in this run, because that's how Demonic ranked this. But you'll be back. That's when you grind back, you know, and it's good. All right. With that being said, let me just find a good Al here. Oh, no. Mr. Lapses. What is good, man?
And then everything is good right now. We just had the R.E.V.O Tour Finals yesterday and new character today, which means we are free for some shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited, right? I hope, definitely hope that we're gonna see some Venoms. I already saw some kind of, you know, cool stuff. I'm hearing that Venom might not, and that's, I think, was it Marissa who said it? Maybe not Marissa. So someone say that, you know, looking like it currently might not be the strongest character in the game, but still, you know, it's kind of hard to say day one. So maybe I shouldn't talk about that anyways. I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter.
I mean, taking into account how Venom is, from talking purely from experience based on Xrd, seeing what they can do. I mean, if you've seen some of the Xrd matches that we've done on this channel, featuring some of the best Venoms in Europe, yeah, that's bonkers. And now that they've translated, some of them have been translated into Strive. That command graph is going to be nuts.
Yep.
Apart from that, good old Venom. Set, send all the balls. Your problem.
Yep. So again, yeah, I hope I should have asked if anyone was playing Venom so we could get some Venom on stream. Well, we'll have to see. While we're doing this, let me just add money to the prize pool. Obviously, I haven't launched the game because I'm very well prepared. I have downloaded a patch though, so
good
on
me.
me.
Start. Exactly, could be worse.
Yeah, it happened before where I'm like, oh no, there's a patch.
Yeah, but so while you're downloading, I would like to comment a couple of more things. As if you are already known Venom from Xrd, remember that there's one thing that's not coming back. There's no more teleport. Thank God.
Unlucky.
I will say not. I will say luckily there is no teleport. But we gained a YoKai companion, which is worth it.
Also, what's good, Marissa? Yeah, definitely been a while. Been a while.
Yes. And also, while Ask is loading, exactly, there are some of you that are already checking the match, you know. Go there, claim your codes, exclamation point match, you know, on the chat. Ace already put their $15 as always. Make that money grow bigger. It's for the best of everyone.
Is absolutely for the better, right? Want to give these players a nice experience, a nice Monday night pizza, something, you know. Probably save it for Tuesday, but you know.
Or Friday.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Imagine ordering pizza that late on a Monday. It could happen. It could happen.
I've seen worse. Remember to pass the stream.
I mean, I've done it similarly. I've actually done something like that. Well, you know, obviously commentating. I ordered some pizza or something that arrived around 11 my time, and then ate it after stream. You know, so it can happen. But yeah, we're gonna have Dandy Dodo up against RazChan.
So
Oh, the Oomphies. Oh no, I can't believe I had Oomphies against each other first round.
Oops. That can...
Yeah, the Oomphy mirror. Can't believe it. That's crazy. 2 flags.
Matches. Scroll down. Yeah. Yeah. Apart from that, have you seen the finals?
Honestly, during this weekend, I had my 10-year anniversary with my girlfriend. So I have not watched a single bit of anything because I was excuse.
There is nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Friends and family comes first, hobbies later.
Yeah. So yeah. So I was like, basically, that's why I was kind of MIA the whole weekend. So I saw the Venom trailer. And that's it. I saw that Tiger did well, but I didn't see exactly how well.
Top 4, my man. Top 4 of the world.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's very, very good.
It is, but now we are getting locked and loaded Dandy on namesake Slayer and Raz on that Bridget.
Yeah, absolutely. So, been a while since I last saw Dodo play.
Instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts, heaven or hell. Slayer versus Bridget.
Slayer up against Bridget here. Obviously, both players, Dandy and RazChan, are tournament, veterans. I see them play in Salty quite a bit, so both are going to be pretty strong here.
Yeah, I mean, experience makes the master, and Raz already just sending everything onto Dodo, but Dodo managing to stave off a lot of the offense, and we all know that Bridget offense can be quite a pain to deal with.
Yeah, so kind of two similar characters in that sense, right? With an annoying offense. Obviously, I think Bridget is a lot more about setting up that yo-yo, right? While you just, I guess, pressing that K-mapper on Slayer. Nice anti-air. That's going to be a lot of damage with the jump in. We're going to take that trip to the wall. Wall splat into super.
Nice conversion from that Dodo. Converting, and the blood-sucking universe. Beautifully done. And what a way to start this tournament.
Yeah, nice little tick throw there, right? Gonna get that first round on the board. Ooh. Setting up the yo-yo, and that's why this matchup is kind of scary, right? You really gotta look out for which version of the yo-yo we get for Bridget, because if you don't, you're just gonna get that cannonball in your face.
I mean, getting the cannonball in your face is going to happen almost 90% of the time, but doesn't matter because Dandy again, another stack against the wall, another super mappa. That's just how it goes. This matchup can wander one way or another in a moment, and whoa, the blood-sucking universe, the universal counter hit, and Dandy taking that first blood.
Yeah, and again, as you say, right, that's the matchup. Huge life lead there for Raz, right? Makes one mistake, bam, suddenly you are at 40% life, wall break, okay, guess for game, guessed wrong, too bad.
That can be Slayer in a nutshell, even though Bridget is almost the same. Set up yo-yo, and now I'm going to ask you one simple question. I'm going to go high or low. If you fail, you are probably going to die. Counter hit against the 2, it's not something that we will see normally. Oh, but now, Raz already got set up against the wall, yeah, break it. saving that tension gauge. But, oh,
Yeah, just gonna get the slide, but does not matter here. It is RazChan now. Huge life lead again. Gotta be careful. That 2H does so much damage, but in the end, does not matter. Nice good. Wait a second. I was about to say, man. No way.
I mean, we are talking about Slayer. There is always a way with Slayer. With that beautiful evasion using the backdash, getting the blocks on Julius. Beautiful DP from Raz. Neutral. And now back to neutral. Aggressive push from Dandy, gets the counter hit. But could not convert. The second one is going to go through. Yes!
Very nice. Alright. So, 1-1 here. Are we gonna get a tie situation? Have to see. It is. Dandy standing out well here. The pressure from the Dodo. Nice TP. But just right back into the corner you go.
Yeah, I am. Even though Dandy is using very well the advantages of the backdash, Raz still being relentless, gets a command grab this time. And Dandy against the corner. There's a yo-yo there. How is them going to survive? Well, just use that yellow, and that's going to be more than enough.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Running in. Gonna get that big counter hit. Spending meter for the RC here. Needs to get to the wall. Oh no, dropping it there. That's unfortunate, right? Well, I guess in the end, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. Dodo tried to go for a throw, but too far was Raz, therefore managed to get the simple counter hit. 1-2, and we are tying this series 1-1.
Absolutely. So I assume since they are oomphies, they are, you know, they have been playing each other quite a bit, and that's the thing, right, as well. The player matchup always very, very important here.
Duel 1.
How that one goes. Gonna get those plus frames into the command grab. Ooh.
But good defense from Raz, managing to evade that universal counter punch. But now, Dodo, gets thrown against the counter back throw incidents. Raz, full tempo right now. Interesting sequence, gonna be counter hit. Raz punishing those backdashes from the Dodo, putting them against the corner. Side switch, it doesn't matter, blocking the 2H, blocking the mappa are seen. But there is a limit how much you can defend from. And now, Dandy Dodo out of a couple of straight hits, managing to take down Raz.
Yep. Ooh. Get hit out of that backdash. We are gonna take a trip downstairs. No hard knockdown here. Again, immediately tries to mappa, right? We don't care. Now it's a lot of meter for RazChan. A lot of opportunities to mix.
Certainly. Good mix.
Oh, what a whiff!
Oh no! You were seeing what I was seeing, right?
Yep. Don't worry about it.
No, yeah. Oof, almost. Damn. Raz at least making clean. Maybe at the second chance. Oh, but now Dandy. Good sequence. That's another wall stack. Not enough detention for any overdrive there. For just kick them off there.
Alright, we got all meter here for Dandy, but still in trouble being put into the corner. Gonna get that throw though, and this is awful for RazChan. Forced to spend that hero burst here. Alright, no burst for either player. What's gonna happen?
No. Oh, what? Classic fireball game.
Yeah.
Jump over and kick them.
Yeah, just you know, just normal. Yeah, where are the balls?
The balls. Well, if we have someone that's going to play Venom on stage, we'll have them balls. But for now, we have yo-yos.
Yep.
They're quite similar, actually. The yo-yo's not quite spherical, but similar enough.
Mankind. Duel 1.
Yep, gonna be interesting. All right. are going to potentially final game here. Half-Life lost, immediately bursting and right back into the corner you go. Alright, DP, get me out of here.
Yeah. Raz not enjoying these events, though just putting them through the repaces and oof, very clean. Very, very clean.
Yep. Set point here for the Dandy. Again, RazChan going to be stuck in the corner. Needs to find a way out. Another DP. I feel like a lot of these DPs have been hitting. Not the worst option here.
They've been hitting, but they've been scarce. In my opinion. Yeah, probably not wanting to make a download on the other side, but...
Just passing right into that game up.
Yeah, that's the point. Relentless pressure, and you have a really good tool to get out of there, but you've been hitting so much, and all those resets not going for DP. Maybe a little bit too egregious.
There we go, the throw. And the low staying alive. Okay, RazChan here showing signs of life. 1-to-1. Jumping over the map and getting the rare punish. That is difficult, man. That move, I feel like it's plus and whiff.
Yeah. No, but very well done. And Raz is not being, oh, I'm being dominated by a Slayer. No, au contraire, my friend. Raz been putting in a really good fight. The problem is that Slayer doesn't let you breathe. But now, beautiful TP, breaking that and taking that second game. We're going to game 5, Ice.
Yeah, it kind of feels like, in this case, right, RazChan kind of got into Dandy's head somehow. I don't know what happened here, but such a strong showing from the Bridget player. And yeah, going to be an exciting first set here with two very evenly matched players. So not bad, not bad.
Indeed, my friend. We are starting with a bang, as always. As always should be. We always start these tournaments with a bang.
Alright, so who's going to take the first round? Going to get on that set point. Early burst there from Dandy. Interesting.
Yeah, very aggressive. Trying to lock RazChan against the corner. There's a one hit trying to keep the pressure ongoing. Dandy Low gonna get blocked there. And Raz gonna get out of there. Pressure is truly good.
Yeah.
Dodo being traveled coast to coast. Oh my god.
Yeah, very nice conversion there. Oh, job. Gonna block everything. Okay, what a weird little interaction. But it's RazChan again getting the better of it. Dandy stuck in the corner. RC!
Oh. And Raz knowing that there is that mental stack, that overload, just keep it simple, just make it easy. And oh, what? Yeah, beautiful throw there, and now, oh, what a punish on the approach. Those H buttons paying dividends.
Only set point here for RazChan. Dandy obviously having other thoughts about that. Look at the damage here. Oh my days, no way, not again. Please get me out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's Slayer, big damage, big numbers, and everything in between. But now Dandy keeps the corner, but still not done yet. Rush very low on life, but it can be done. There is the opening. Is this enough to kill Dandy? We're going to go to loop the loop. Is this going to be enough? Not yet.
Yeah, still alive. Both players so low on HP. It is Raz whiffing the throw. The timing was a little bit off there, right? Had the distance, but a little bit too plus for that to work. And we're going to go to a final round.
Certainly we're going. And once again, we've seen that DP completely stifling that blood-sucking universe.
Yep. So good. With that, it is though going to be the Mappa connecting, using RC to extend the combo. Gonna take a trip downstairs, and RazChan cannot afford to get hit once here. What
Certainly
a jump! Not the best punish, but you know, we take those.
At the end, it happened. A beautiful counter hit, but could not capitalize properly. And then, for when Raz went for the burst, that just went for a Roman cancel, and that is almost always a death sentence, as it was in this case.
Yep. So, you know, we often talk about, you know, the Romans inventing a bunch of stuff right? They're lacking obviously a lot of roads, right? The aqueducts, you know, stuff like that. The hot baths. But we rarely talk about how the Romans invented cancels, right? That's kind of interesting.
It is. I mean, they invented so many things. They gave us in the old world a lot of good things, but the most important was the act of canceling.
Yeah.
Pressing 3 attack buttons and just slowing time, even if it's for a second, and enjoying life.
Yep, absolutely. Have you seen those? They found in a lot of different ancient sites. They found like a weird cube shape with like some like spikes on it, and generally people don't know what they were used for. I think that's a cancel orb. They use those for cancels.
I would say so. Yeah, they are pretty interesting. Most of the time made of metal, also, which is quite a strange thing into account that the easiest way to make things at that time, even though, yeah, metal, perfect. They were excellent metal workers, but for everyday things that can be thrown, that can be abused, bones, stone, that was more common material for the time. So the fact that they are made from an important resource that's metal, and we have almost no documentation, it's confirmed that they were doing Roman cancels before even Strife was the thought.
Very important always. Alright, so we are gonna have our next match here. It is gonna be napsso, and it is gonna be Thunder Kitty. Now, I'm so sorry, chat. You guys will be flashbanged with a lesbian flag in a sec.
Mankind knew that they cannot change
For some reason
society.
it's not
So
on here.
instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven.
Very big. There we go. We'll just do this.
Yep, that's a flashbang. Alright.
Alright, so napsso fellow data here.
Johnny versus Nagoriyuki. Duel 1.
You see, avid player plays quite a bit. Yeah, pretty good, I would say. If you can pass Thunder Kitty, another fairly strong player. And I feel like at this point there are really no weak players, right? Because so many players haven't played pretty much since season 1.
Yeah, and if they are weak, they are weak in comparison to everybody else. And I'm saying this for myself, because if not, I am so bad. But hey, back to enjoying the game. And what an interesting exchange of swords that we are seeing right now. And it's going to be napsso that takes the first blood. Not yet. Good. Oh yeah, the Beyblade at the end is going to make it work. But I think we're going to be seeing a very interesting exchange of swords with napsso, with that Nagoriyuki sword that's just relentless, and those misfires out of Thunder Kitty.
Ooh, alright, getting that throw, go back in the corner, and again. I think it's interesting, right? People have been favoring just that raw wall break for a long time this season. Oh no! Popping that block meter, and yikes.
Yeah, indeed, that's not when you want to get your blood popped. You want to do it when you're in a combo, when your opponent is in a gore crash situation, not now. Thunder Kitty getting that freebie, but not napsso retaliating in kind, putting Thunder Kitty onto the corner, getting another counter hit, not confirming. Oh, but goal burst for Kitty.
Yeah, Thunder Kitty here, being on the pressure. napsso, bit of trouble.
Beautiful patience out of Thunder Kitty, waiting for that moment, but always trying to keep the pressure ongoing, and the punish there. Beautifully done from Thunder Kitty, and also getting that first blood.
Yep, absolutely. Game 1, Thunder Kitty looking very, very solid here. For sure. Again, you know, Johnny discourse has been spoken out. I think, you know, again, Nagoriyuki, a character we saw so much season 1, so I'm very happy that we still have players sticking with Nagoriyuki now after all this time. Definitely a little bit underrepresented these days.
Well, I think that most of the people that were attracted to Nagoriyuki after the subsequent releases of other characters say that probably a lot of people decide to go for Johnny, others went for Ava, maybe Elfeld. I don't know.
Get that wall
That rope
break
power.
here.
Yeah.
Thunder Kitty with a pretty demanding life feed, got 2 sticks of butter using that RC and the low here. Alright.
Duel 2.
What? Pressure out of Thunder Kitty napsso. Forced to blocking one and again another counter hit, that's the problem. Johnny has very long range and their attacks are pretty fast, but oof, we are going to see the Joker, the card, break that wall. Thunder Kitty with that advantage positive bonus, hard knockdown of the combo, no? Left it in the middle.
Black Shield using that defensive mechanic very well. Alright, Beyblade in the air. Let it rip. Oh, I feel like we're seeing a little bit too many buttons here now for napsso, right? It is scary because, gotta remember, Johnny, one of the characters that can easily whiff punish from far range.
Yeah, that's the point. Very fast, very long range normals. Probably the fastest in the game at that distance.
Alright, popping that blood again. The dash and yo!
Yo. Tell it to my face. Why are you popping blood right now? Tell it to my face.
All the time.
Thunder Kitty 2-0. Yeah. I mean, had enough time to go there, get a coffee on the bar, on the backstage, get back, and do the grab. But normal with that blood depth. It is what it is. If you want to play Nagoriyuki, you want to wield the power of the samurai. Be careful with your blood consumption.
You're gonna get that big counter hit to start off the round. Thunder Kitty sent to the corner here. R.E.V.O bursting. And again! Oh, the blood here.
Probably napsso being a little bit too mental stack. It's almost nothing is working properly for them. And now Thunder Kitty, another super, another wall break, another heavy knockdown. napsso staying alive barely.
Gonna get Half-Life. Oi, what a BRC. Tried to get that block sucking universe going, but did not work out. And yeah, it's gonna be set point already. Thunder Kitty making a statement here.
Certainly. Critical man, even though the first game was more back and forth, the second one not and this looking lighter or not good go for one of the over. Good chunk of damage.
Absolutely. I think Discord died. 1 second. Chat. Get that big counter hit. Oh, burst has been baited. Alright, back. And yeah, Half-Life already gone. Nice conversion by Thunder Kitty. And another! How many is that? Is that like 5 times or something? Got the blood pop?
4 at least. We are experiencing at least 4 blood pops and all on bad moments, not the ones that you were expecting on napsso. Sadly for you, but you're going to go to loser because Thunder Kitty just managed to punish you better. 3-0.
Yes, that's obviously, you know, unfortunate, right? But just gotta take it sometimes. Can happen. So, just nothing else to do but get back on that horse, and that means we are ready with our next matchup. It's going to be Kbity against the JUNGKO.
But before that, at least while they are not yet on the stage, remember everyone, we do have those Matcherino codes. Exclamation point Matcherino on chat, you will be provided with the link to claim that code. It's going to be easy. Just go there, click claim code. They are going to ask you for a login option. There are several, you are already logged on Twitch. You can use that. It's going to be easy, no further password required at that point. Claim the code and you will add 25 cents to the prize pool for our players. Because remember, we need to keep people fed. Some kebab pizza is good.
Yep. And I could go for some pizza right now. One day. Woo. Alright, chat. Just for the players to hop in here. Kbity, someone I have not seen on stream before. JUNGKO, obviously, very much a salty veteran. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Kbity taking out Flower Knight 3-0. Flower Knight, a very strong player. Might not be well known, but has some pretty good results overall in salty as well. So I'm kind of expecting big things here from Kbity, for sure, for sure. Wonder what they play.
As of right now, we have only one person on the lobby, not yet on the station, therefore we can't try to glance the
I think that's Kbity. I'm getting yeah, there we go.
Yep.
That's right. Damn, he's good. So we're gonna get Kbity left.
And Kbity is gone.
Yeah, so JUNGKO rocking that Giovanna. Again, another pretty strong character here. Should be interesting pick. And I wonder what the matchup is gonna be here between these two. Yeah. It's always interesting, right? These first couple of matches, when you don't know the players. Oh yeah, the game crash. Yeah. No worries. We get that back.
It happens, but yeah, it's always nice to see people different on stage, different playstyles, different characters. Because if not, at the end, it's always revolving around the same people. You will see the same trifecta of characters and the same rock paper scissors at the end. Yeah. More people, therefore means more diversity.
Absolutely. Again, another thing where I also like small tournaments where you have the same like 10 people every time, and you know the matchups, and it's the same matchups, and kind of rerun Groundhog Day because you can chill a little bit, right? But this is interesting, right? This is what the FGC is about, having a ton of players in, seeing who can make a name for themselves. Speaking of making a name for themselves, oh shit. That wasn't part of my plan. I dropped something on the floor. I'll get that later. Shut up. Are you gonna go to head something? What's that chat while he answers?
Myself, sadly not. I can't afford any more days off to go to Headstomper. I already have plans in general, but I would like you to go to Headstomper, not you. I know that you're going to be there. You are organizing it, but you, the viewer, I want you to go to Headstomper. Support the Nordic FGC. And more importantly, support Ice, because he's spending too much time trying to make that thing work. And if you're asking, but I will talk to you later, but funny enough, you can actually see me if you find me in like 2 weeks. It's gonna be more or less. 1, 2, 3. 2-3 weeks. But yeah, we have a game on our hands. We have a game on our hands.
Absolutely here. Gonna be that Happy Chaos on one side, Kbity. On the other side, it's gonna be JUNGKO with the Giovanna.
A matchup that we haven't probably seen in like 2 years, because there are fewer and fewer Giovanna players, but always interesting trying to see the Giovanna enter against the Happy Chaos bot. Oh, JUNGKO managing to do it beautifully. Kbity against the corner race, against the wall, just break it. Trying to farm as much tension as possible, JUNGKO. Kbity low on life, but
and that's
plenty of resources.
Not a lot of Giovanna players left, but the ones we have are such Giovanna specialists at this point. They're all very, very strong. And yeah, JUNGKO first round here over Kbity.
Certainly, and demonstrating precisely that, the experience. You've stuck with a character that people said is cooked for like 4 years already.
Yeah.
You know the ins and outs of her and all her tricks. Just you know what you are doing. But Kbity knows what is doing more. 6p onto that Deus Ex Machina break wall, more bullets, good amount of concentration and everything else ready to go.
Absolutely gonna go in. 2 sticks, but are gonna spend 1 on that. Ooh, YRC, but getting thrown back into the corner. Hero burst! Not working out. What a bait from JUNGKO there. And that's gonna be first game here for Giovanna.
Yeah. And also, more importantly on my end, the ability to recognize and answer correctly the role. How long we've seen those roles go unpunished? The happy cows players just rolls on the other side, just start shooting, and you are either blocking or eating all the damage.
Yeah. Again, that's the thing, right? Even though these players, you know, they're not someone you might have seen top 8 in EVO, it is still players that are very, very strong, right? Playing a ton of tournaments, have a ton of hours, have lapped the defense, right? So definitely, you know, going to any, I feel like, tournament, you're gonna run into a lot of players that are super strong that you might not know. Of course, here JUNGKO continues to cook. What a combo!
Ooh. Oh, evocating the combos of all the Giovannas, all ending this with that overdrive. Hard knockdown, positive bonus, and all the goodies that JUNGKO will like, and just that. And even blocking a yellow. JUNGKO is completely on point, on the zone.
What a whiff there on the throw. Half life already lost from Kbity. Needs to find something here immediately. Push towards the wall, deflect shield, wrong timing, and oh, okay. Still alive, wait a second.
Yeah, that was a small drop on JUNGKO's side. Kbity going for the super concentration, trying to stay alive. Gets an opening, we're going to start shooting against the wall, connecting, not enough resources to go for any overdrive, but still. 4 bullets, all the concentration that you will need. The problem is that JUNGKO still have half-life and advantage on both resources, and yeah, 1 or 2 hits was more than enough. 2-0.
Yeah. JUNGKO looking pretty solid here. Again, we'll have to see, can Kbity respond with anything? Definitely still a strong player.
I do believe that Kbity has a chance on this game. She's been showing so much determination with Chaos, and Chaos can work. The problem is that defending against all those Giovanna strings can get tricky at points. JUNGKO knows her too well. Another big counter hit. Kbity, beautiful sequence. We're gonna see the full coast to coast almost. Now steady aim trying to lock Giovanna down, but will not do it. It's just going to rush in, trying to put some pressure. JUNGKO still being alive. Good blocks on their end, and even blocking the tap dash. And now turn to the offense. Nope. Just throw them.
Absolutely. So Kbity here showing signs of life. Oh, that's a big whiff.
Yeah.
Make too many of those mistakes. All right. There we go, making it back. Now this time JUNGKO with the deflect shield and using it offensively there a little bit, right? Just sending Kbity back into the corner. Super gonna get that hard knockdown.
At that point, it was an aggressive burst light. Oh, but now Kbity trying to survive. JUNGKO having an advantage on both finishes. Alive, only deficiency is the burst gauge. But it's not going to matter. There's the burst from Kbity. As I said before, trying to stay alive, but that was probably a little bit too aggressive. Trying to kill JUNGKO. No burst on their final game. JUNGKO is going to get it in a moment.
What an anti-air from Kbity again. Something has changed here. Looking much, much better. Deflect shield. Doesn't matter. Just stay in the corner. Wait a second. 2K coming out.
Yeah. That's okay, big punish. Oh, when there was no more concentration, and it's okay, keep the follow-up, gets the grab. A lot of bar to spend. Yellow out of Kbity, yellow out of JUNGKO.
Yeah,
Reversal
another
onto,
YO
onto reversal.
How many YOCs can you use in one round, man? The flag shield as well coming out. Can't believe it. No!
All the defensive tools being showcased in this series. JUNGKO still alive. Kbity, no more concentration. That's why there was no shooting. But now JUNGKO manages to connect against Kbity. Yeah, against the wall, and this is it. 3-0 for JUNGKO.
Yeah, who's saying this game doesn't have defensive mechanics, man? It's pressing them.
I mean, everybody, because they are so circumstantial.
Yeah.
But still,
Yep. Good match.
what a final round we've had.
Good match there. And JUNGKO will move on 3-0 in the end. GG's though, GG's. Kbity showing up right in the end. Looked very, very strong there for second and just was a little bit too late. Oh yeah, while we were live, officially Headstomper is a Tekken World Tour event now. Ooh. It's kind of cool.
Let's go!
Also, officially, I'm gonna probably, from the looks of it, be main TO of everything Guilty Gear Strive related. So, you know, if you trust me, then you should go to Headstomper.
Yeah, I'm either way, and still, if you don't trust Ice, you will go there either way.
That's true. That's true.
If you can, always.
Yeah. Because if you don't like me or you don't trust me, you can shit on me specifically afterwards. Be like, this Ace guy, he fucking sucked. Worst TO, you know. I'll be like, yeah, fine. You can only do that if you go. Can't do that if you don't go.
Yeah.
All right.
So now you know. If you want to meet the man, the myth, the Ice in person, go to Headstomper.
We already got about 200 players signed up, which is quite nice. So actually see here, how many do we have for Headstomper 25? We of course also have Xrd, who was just announced today as well, as a side event. Yeah, we got 196 people so far, so almost 200. Quite nice. Again, event is in end of May, so there's still more than 2 months until the event. So we got a little bit of time to sign up. But I definitely hope to see some of you there. I think last time we had Leffen, we had Sando. Of those I remember. Did we have Solana?
As far as I didn't manage. No, last year was. No, last year I didn't go there. But I would say one thing: if Leffen doesn't show up in their home country, it's a crime.
Who do you have now, actually? I don't know. Guilty Gear Strive. We have Mastodon. Yo. Marissa's going. Alternate. There we go. Antonio, of course. The GOAT. The Facebreaker. We saw earlier. Nope. It's in the tournament. We got Scarfed coming. Cryo's coming. David BSS. Already shaping out to be a pretty interesting bracket. But we need more, right? We need more, you guys. Making it exciting for everyone here. So I definitely hope to see more of you guys there. Go for sure. But enough of that. We are going to have Shin Ki up against Aero. Reese up against Pilot.
Yep. Oh, caramba! Thank you for that raid. I don't know if that's your tournament ended abruptly, but welcome everybody to the tournament. Yep. We are going to be witnessing Aero versus Shin Ki. That's Shin versus Zato.
Shouts to Karama, obviously one of the TOs as well in the CIS scene, right? They just had a huge tournament this weekend. Good big Strive scene over there. I hope maybe Karama, some of you guys could come to Headstomper, right? No. Malmö not too far away.
No.
Joyce, if you've never seen Aero, you're in for a treat. Aero, actually very, very strong player, obviously. You know, taking first round over Shin Ki here. So, it's a player that makes, you know, maybe top 32, top 24, when Salty is super stacked. So in this case, today we got about a little bit more than 50 players. Well, you know, this is where you can see someone like Aero really thrive. Maybe even a breakout performance.
This is their chance to put themselves truly on them and say, yeah, maybe it's not the biggest SaltyEU, doesn't matter, it's still a Salty. Oof, but still, Shin Ki not slouching either, just going to send Aero through that wall. And yeah, just confirm it. We're going to be trading games at this point.
1-1 here. Oh, jump in. Really good from Shin Ki. Obviously not taking anything away from Shin Ki here. Such a strong player. One of the prime Satos in the region. And, you know, we are a region with a lot of, strangely enough, a lot of really strong Sato players.
Yep, I couldn't agree more with that. But, and if you can be considered one of the strongest, that means that you are truly strong. And as shown here, beautiful punish on the DP. That was a bit too much telegraph out of Aero. Therefore, yeah. That frag was starting to concern me that didn't confirm, but it did. Shin Ki is going to take the first game.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's going to be one game to 0. Shin Ki in the lead. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, Aero, strong out of the gate, forcing the burst out of Shin Ki, but now Shin Ki forcing that burst back. But this time is going to be Shin Ki the one that gets more advantage. Aero getting caught on those drills and locked in the corner. DP is not enough. The second strike is going to be the doom out of Aero. But still managing to get out of there just because Eddie is no longer, but the moment that Eddie is back, Shin Ki is back on track.
Absolutely, Shin Ki with the first round here. Be a hard-fought battle here for Aero. Okay, there we go, the overhead. Gonna put Shin Ki. Oh, dropping the combo. That is unfortunate. So you kind of. Alright, doesn't matter.
Aero getting a good couple of counter hits, taking advantage, but there is no edit, but Shin Ki managing to get out of there in the most creative way possible. The pressure is good, Eddie's back, there is enough tension to go for a Samboy, trying to keep the pressure going, but no, Aero gets out of there. Shin Ki, time to block.
Shin Ki with that DP, and not Shin Ki, Aero with that DP, and it's 1-1 again, Aero. Kinda good here. Alright.
Yeah, there are moments that Shin Ki is just going to just gap Aero, but Aero is no slouch, managing to pay back tenfold if need be. Oh, like that was a little bit too aggressive, too ambitious out of Shin Ki. Aero is just going to take that free damage and run with it. A couple of throws against the corner. Oh, I'm punishing a blue Roman. No, not the sweet spot, but still a good amount of damage onto Shin Ki.
Absolutely gonna get the frog out here. Still, Aero right needs that one hit. No Eddie available. Can Shin Ki block? What a tech on that throw, but it's not enough. Hey, Aero.
Yeah, not enough. Shin Ki had access to a deflect shield, decided not to throw it, and Aero just knowing that had life advantage, bad advantage, just said, keep the pressure going, keep the party going. If I stop for a moment, I am the one that's going to be in danger. Therefore, full steam ahead.
Absolutely 1-1. Aero. Shin Ki here. Who's going to take that game 3? Again, such a pivotal moment. Every first to 3 is who's going to get that third set.
Ooh. Beautiful start out of Aero. Putting Shin Ki into the corner, no Eddie for now. truly you can't keep Aero out of the corner. That's it, out of your face. Well, if you throw out of things, yes, but...
Gonna get the throw, jumping in, okay. Oh, just waiting, right? We're just seeing Aero on defense, sitting with that FD, waiting for the right time. And just nice reaction on the DP, but again, doesn't matter if you put right back into the corner.
What? Oh, that's
extended
those
hurt
boxes.
box.
Yeah, those hurt boxes. They were made by the devil themselves. Aero taking full advantage. Shin Ki low on life, gonna get access to burst in a second. Aero, there is your yellow, the overhead connecting burst out of Shin Ki. Aggressive indeed, but they know what they can do. Do that. That oppose was truly perfect there.
Yeah, be truly perfect here. See Shin Ki pressuring in. Aero in a lot of trouble. Gonna get the wall break as well. Half-Life lost here. Nice anti-air though from Aero. Leads something interesting here.
Yeah. Oh, Shin Ki, good defense, good pulls. And the oppose again, but this time the Roman blocking that burst. Shin Ki's time to offense, but Aero decides to Roman, trying to get the pressure on going, gets the confirm. Yep! That's gonna give a good amount of damage.
Counter. Oh, gonna get hit. Another, the 6B man, and yeesh. Shin Ki with the do-1. No, Matty. I do not believe Aero and Cloud they're the same, even though the theme is similar. I get it, but no. Aero is just another Greek goat. You know, apparently Greek players are just built different, man.
I mean,
if you miss Cloud, you can see him on the Rift playing some League of Legends. But that's probably you best bet.
Being addicted to League is not good. But
yeah.
We are going to. But we're seeing Aero putting good damage against Shin Ki. Beautiful start already. Less than a quarter of life on Shin Ki and no burst already.
That overdrive here, and we are just driving to another round. Sheesh. Get that perfect as well.
What a speed run from Aero, trying to claw back the deficiency on games and not let thinking beyond set point. Aero also wants to be on set point. Aggressive burst, trying to lock down Shin Ki, but Eddie's just difficult to lock down, but that 6P is going to do the trick. Shin Ki onto the corner.
Thrown as well, we stuck here. Super is gonna connect. Hard knockdown here. A lot of tension on the side of Shin Ki, and yeah, just gonna end the round like that. Doesn't even need to spend the overdrive.
No,
Suddenly,
and
set point.
As you said, a set point for Shin Ki, and very aggressive start, locking Aero on the corner, going for the wild assault and punishing that DP out of Aero. Somebody again, refresh Eddie. Eddie needs to be always topped off. Oh, what a sneaky way, and with that, Shin Ki is going to be crowned. Not yet, because for some reason that deals not enough damage. Aero still clinging to life, getting another big hit, sending Shin Ki down, deflect shield, trying to stay alive, but the GH falling down is going to be enough. 3-1.
3-1, and of course Shin Ki was the favorite here, but again, Aero playing a very, very solid match. Really.
Certainly, being the favorite can only indicate you how it is statistically we think this is going to happen. Even though we may see seed 1 versus 99.
Yeah.
99 chance 1% probability, 99% faith. It can always happen. But and with that, beautifully done by Aero. What a great games, but certainly not enough. Shin Ki is going to be advancing, and Shin Ki, I think, is not going to take it lightly what is going for him. That's going to be PataChu Shin Ki next round. Ay, ay, ay.
Aye, aye. Indeed.
And now we are going to be having this Mattie versus Scarf.
Yep. So, oh no, Mattie playing. Ay, ay, ay. Playing Slayer.
Mankind knew
Apparently.
that change society.
I remember. I definitely remember Mattie playing something. Like Potemkin or Soul, right?
Probably the first one. I don't know if I am overreaching, but yeah, I think Mattie played pot. I don't know. My memory for player picks is as bad as has always been.
Unprofessional. Can you not remember every single Guilty Gear Strive player?
No. Straight up, I can't. Sorry. But back to the important, back to the game. Scarf trying to play with that tightrope, but Mattie is just saying nope. I am. Nope. Good defense by Mattie trying to catch some of the hits out of Scarf, but Scarf just playing patiently. Tightrope shenanigans on foot, on the air. There is the opening for Scarf against the wall. That's going to be. Yep! Shadow Clone no Jutsu. Death by 1,000 cuts. Oh.
Go, yeah. And this matchup, as you say, right, is it death by 1,000 cuts if you're Chipp, and if you are
one shot if you are Slayer.
Yeah, if you're Slayer, you know, I'll hit you once, and yeah, that's probably it, right?
Yeah, and ooh, 2H started forcing the burst early out of Scarf. Another big hit. Scarf on the defense, finds the opening, gets good poke there, but Mattie is just still keeping the party going. Another big hit against the wall, and well, see ya on the other side.
And you know, maybe I guess the Potemkin matchup into Chipp is okay as well, but I'm thinking this Slayer here is there for good reason, right? Because it is very, very nice that you can just explode the other character. And yeah, we saw exactly that right here.
Yes, Potemkin can do the same, but Slayer is Slayer having a little bit more mobility, a reversal super, and all of the fun things can just stack up in favor of the Slayer. But we always want to see those pots, because watching the Potemkin Buster is always entertaining.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I'm kind of. Where are the Venoms? At least somebody picked Venom once, you know. So
That would have worked if we had some of those legacy Xrd Venom decided to, time to enter Salty, but sadly no one decided to show up, apparently, or at least that we do know. Therefore, no Venom
big
today.
counter hit. Alright, here we go. Scarfed with a lot of urgency. This match gonna get another hit, and the super is gonna take care of that. First round Scarfed.
Stark contrast from that first game where Mattie just went and exploded Scarf. This time Scarf cut Mattie in 1,000 little pieces. Another good starter, tightrope shenanigans on foot, on the air, everywhere. Oh, and Mattie cannot get the party started, managing to evade that overdrive, but you cannot truly evade the president of the kingdom of Chipp.
And you know, I've been talking down this matchup. Apparently, I should just, you know, I don't know anything. Clueless. TO yet again.
No, you're not clueless. The problem is that it's very lopsided. The moment that any of those characters get the advantage, it gets the momentum tilts in favor of them, and there is very little that the opponent can do. Even though Chipp has a DP, but still, whiff it and you're exploded.
Absolutely. 1-1. Mattie with a good start here. Immediately, I think that substitution jutsu spending all of the burst meter, and now you're stuck in the corner. Bloodsucking universe.
Be careful of the counter hit. Super Mappa?
Nope.
Not going to hit.
Not today.
Free. Nah, not today, but free rain for Scarf and now having full advantage to all of the combos. Boost out of Mattie. Still having a sizable life advantage, but that's going to get caught shorter. Another Shadow No Jutsu by Scarf. Heavy knockdown, positive bonus, and oh, the counter hit.
Get something started, but it is just a plus frames here coming out from the vampire himself. Ooh, got those long legs.
Very long indeed. Mattie keeps the party going. Oh, pile bunker connecting to it. Another pile bunker. Scarf is on the corner, managing to stay alive. Set another tightrope. Beautiful sequence. We're going to coast to coast to coast. Yes.
Wall breaks here. Both players now low. Mattie got burst available for a rainy day. There we go. 2 sticks of tension here though for Scarf, and not afraid to spend them. All tied up again.
All tied up, but Scarf has a burst advantage over Mattie and gets an early counter hit on the round. Mattie is going to go through the wall. Not yet. Scarf still wants to play with her foot. Now we are going to go through the wall. Another overdrive. Mattie, very low on life, has access to burst and is going to get access to 50 tension in a moment. There is the burst, there's the 50 tension, but is this going to be enough? There is always a chance. Scarf is going to get fought hard, but Mattie was on a pixel ahead, and there is the rogue kick out of Scarf. 2-1 for Scarf.
Yeah. Scarf looking very, very solid here. 1 game away now. Moving on into our top 8. Right, we are in top 16 now, so these matches super interesting.
Certainly indeed, and Mattie deciding to keep the just jump running it back. This Slayer is working. Mattie knows how to play. They do know what to do.
Let's see here. So, final chance for Mattie to stay alive in the winner's bracket. Gonna make something of it here.
Ooh. Good fake from Scarf out from that force. Punishing Mattie heavily there. No more defensive tools for the Slayer, but that will not work if Slayer is have the advantage, but it's not the time. This is Scarf time. Sets the tightrope. Manages to get out of the situation. Now gets a counter hit. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. We are going to call the overdrive up to the skies and down with the tyrant, down with the vampire.
So set point here. Damn. This guy's kind of good.
Apparently so. Scarf do be pretty good. Mattie gets out of a stick situation and is going to put Scarf onto 1. But Scarf is not the one that wants to be outdone.
Gonna jump in here. A lot of life lost. Mattie in trouble. God A lot of tension though, right? So just needs that one hit, but it is scarfed in the end. Connecting with the low and is gonna move on into our top 8 here. All right.
Yeah, that feeling of being just away out of one hit because Kirb was low enough that one hit will get another breath of life for Mattie, but Kirb going low, Mattie not prepared for that. Yeah, those things can happen, which means that Scarf is going to jump onto our top 8 winner side. And it's going to be awaiting either PataChu or Shin Ki.
Yep. Be pretty interesting here. So we are gonna take a trip now to another interesting match. It's gonna be Joe the Conductor up against Resil here, YoKai's own. So we got a couple of YoKai players in the tournament. We got Vena, we got Pieta, and we got Resil. And Resil is the one tonight making it the furthest. Vena's still alive in Lucia's side of things, and of course we got my brain Pieta out of the tournament. There we go. Took a while, but we got there. We got there.
At the end, we got there. Yep. The Resil is already ready onto the stands, but before we go to the last game of the round of 16s, yep. I would like to remind everybody that we still have those match arena codes to be claimed. !match arena on chat. You will be able to go there, claim your code, and help. This price will help these players get them some more money to spend on those kebab pizzas. They are good.
Yo, it could even help them pay for that entry to Headstomper, just like Tala in chat has done already. So make sure you also sign up for Headstomper. Make sure you go press this button to claim one of those codes, please. Help out the players. Thank you, Tara, Romero, Jonesy, Yoish, Decoy Snail. You guys are my goats. And it looks like we got a match here. So Resil one side, Joe, Kirby on the other.
And we are on game.
Yeah, so this matchup, right? When do you ever see Dizzy against Testament?
Plus R.
That's true. Yeah, not in this game. There we go.
Nope, that's not some. I think I haven't seen this matchup yet. Particularly, no. Ooh.
Well, you think Plus R. Dizzy isn't even in Plus R. It's the wrong game.
No, this is in Plus R.
Is Dizzy in Plus R? Am I dumb?
Yes. Yes. The one that's not on Xrd is Testament.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, Dizzy is in Plus R, huh? The more you know.
Yeah. Both debuted on Plus R.
Oh, there we go, there we go.
Well, on the XX series of games, if you know what we're talking. Huh. Yes, both on set. This is good.
Interesting. I don't think I ever saw her being played in Plus R.
She's top tier.
Huh, why not? Alright. Right now looking, well, not top tier, but looking kind of oppressive. We have seen, again, Resil play a lot more Dizzy lately. And it's finally starting to pay off here.
Certainly. Oh, those wingers of life, managing to get them off, but the pressure was too much and Resil got that first one. Just trying to put the pressure. Another Wings of Life invocation. Just going to lock Joe onto the corner. Ah, but beautiful kick. Trying to get out of there. Our Resident Testament here. Ooh. Yeah, the ice pillar.
Knockdown is again Joe Kirby. Kind of a nice teleport. Good backdash though from Resil to avoid the pressure.
And now thanks to another Michael, so we're going Gamma Ray. Okay, there's Andini, there's Nego, all of them gave the Queen the powers, and damn, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, way too much damage there, and we have obviously Dizzy just T-posing on the haters in the end, and yeah, that's gonna be 1-0 for Resil. All right. Going up to play. Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Being quite good here.
I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Testament, access to the state, and those, I can't remember the name, the mouths. Full screen tracking, but the chestnuts out of the ice pillar and then the mouse. It's going to be interesting who can outrank and outzone anyone, even though both players also like to get into the face of each other.
Alright, Michael's sword here. Again, Dizzy, another character with a ton of range. So definitely scary, right, for a character such as Testament. Being outranged just a little bit here. Frozen solid. Nice, confirmed there with the Michael sword and this Resil. Trying to establish some offense here.
Certainly, and now once again, good use of both the ice pillar, the roasting the chestnut, the fire projectile, but if you are staying this much sedentary, those mouths will be hungry.
Blocked here, gonna be cheeky. They're using that fireball projectile to kind of, slow himself down in the air. Jokirby stuck in the corner now, forced to just eat this mix.
Beautifully done by Resil, trying to invoke those wings of light, trying to get that passive damage. Bubble is just going to help Resil move, and now there it is, the confirm out of the staying state. From Joe putting Dizzy once again on the corner. Oh, the ball is going to connect another projectile. Ice field invoke. Michael's sword not enough. Another keep the projectile coming, keep the party going strong.
Absolutely just pressuring here. Oh, waiting the throw using the RC to make it safe. Just needs one hit to connect here, but it is Jokirby with the super.
Nostrovia is no, jumps over the Sarcophagus, but still works at the end.
Yeah, you could say that was a Nostrovia right there, but again, yeah, it worked out, so doesn't matter in the end. 1-1.
Damn.
All right. I see you. That's true. we got Jokirby, we got Eva Kirb, and JUNGKO. It's like the Resil Rebel all over again, man.
Oh yeah. But that was a little bit worse because it was the exact name except one letter that made the whole difference. But now Resil trying to get on the face of Joe. But beautiful joining out of Joe. Those arbiter signs, those skulls, not letting Resil approach gracefully. But Resil finds a way, gonna put Joe onto the corner, but the empty air out of Joe is beautiful. There it is. Nostrovia. And this time for sure.
Yep. First round, and Jokirby showing, quite strong here. Maybe adapt a little bit to some of the cheeky matchup situations, but wings again activated here. Oh, Dizzy, that is gonna be so much damage.
Yeah, Wings of Light completely on. That's a lot of passive damage. You can't do anything if a Dizzy ever manages to do that to you. Yep. Be careful. Good luck, GG, next game.
Yeah, no reward. You're stuck there with the Wings of Light. You're stuck in the corner, right? You maybe don't have the resources to do anything about it. You're just blocking, and yeah, good luck with that. Wings of Light not doing too much though.
No, but we are going to see the Mirror of Fate Redux.
Yeah, we just using that super nice reversal there, and that's sometimes what you have to do, right, with these Sona-esque set play characters is you might not have too many invincible buttons, so using that super, not a bad idea at all. Nice anti-air there from Resil.
Beautiful conversion. Michael Sword into the Ice Pillar. Resil 2-1 advantage, and yes.
Looking
This-
quite strong.
Certainly looking strong. This is interesting character. I don't think we've seen her fully developed yet.
No,
Or
definitely
that's
not,
my
you know.
that's my wild opinion. You can roast me however hard you want, but I don't think we've seen her neither fully developed neither as a soldier or as a play character. And she's a mix of both. But yeah, people do good job with her, tries to play her, but it's not that we've seen the definitive DC. That's how you do it. But from that, another Wings of Light setup. Let's see if Resil can manage to pop them up. Nope! But still gonna convert the punto. Good chunk of life. Gonna break the wall with the Mirror 2 Electric Boogaloo.
It's gonna hurt first round here for Resil. Set point as well. Trying to get that final spot secured for our winners top 8. But Jokirby still has that chance.
There is always a chance. Aggressive push out of Resil trying to lock Jokirby on the corner. Wings of Light have been invoked. Let's see if Resil can pop them on. They are going to be ready in a moment. No, they don't even need the Wings of Light. Just the Michael Sword. The gift from her mother. That is more than enough. 3-1 for Resil.
One indeed. Gonna move on to fight another Kirb. This time, of course, EVA Kirb. But that's gonna be a little bit later because we are gonna have our final match with me and Laps this here. It's gonna be obviously PataChu, my personal goat here, up against Scarfed. PataChu really been winning a ton of salties lately. Feels kinda unstoppable right now, if I gotta be quite honest.
At this point, we can almost say that Salty is PataChu's backyard.
Yeah.
Being able to win it or place second consistently. That's the most important part, the consistency. Not letting anybody dethrone him.
Yep. Sorry. Files. Yeah, we have seen Scarfed, right, fighting adversity, winning against Mattie on that Slayer. So, you know, if you can do that as Chipp, then, you know, nothing is impossible here. For sure. Yeah. While we are waiting, chat, again, how many people are we now? We are about 60 people or so in chat. Please, if you haven't already, help out by going to Match Reno. Help out by getting one of those codes claimed, because we still have so many left. 29, in fact. And it could be you. That ensures that, you know, some of these players get paid just a little bit extra, right? Right now we have top 2 payout, which is not too bad. But, you know, we could get definitely a couple extra dollar reduce in the price pool. I believe even about $5 extra, if not even a little bit more than that. So, you know, absolutely free. Just help out.
Let me check. 25. Yeah, we can get $7.25 extra on the price pool if we claim all the codes. So yeah, go there, claim your code if you haven't, and if you have, spam people to claim their code. It's important.
Yep. And if you haven't already done so, reminder chat. Reminder. Got this beautiful event coming up in a little over 2 months. Malmö, Sweden. If you're from the UK, anywhere in Scandinavia. It's so cheap and so easy to get there. All you have to do is fly to Copenhagen and take the train to Malmö. Let me tell you, again, if you're from the UK, that's super, super cheap, if at least you're around London area. If you can easily get to a London airport, that is very cheap. A lot of UK players already signed up for Strive, so that is nice. You know, we got Marissa, got Cryo at least in there. Yeah.
Copenhagen.
Of course, we got some nice main games here. Wait, what's up here too? I guess it's easier, right? We got Guilty Gear, Strive, of course. We got Blue Fantasy. We got Tekken 8, Tekken World Tour, by the way. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Street Fighter 6. Ton of good stuff in there for sure. And yeah, again, tournament is at a hotel. So it's couldn't be any easier actually being there. You know, you just go to the hotel, book a room, and then you're at the event right there. Plus, best of all, we actually have free ice cream for all attendees. So if you want free ice cream the whole weekend, well, a good place to be. Also just announced side events, by the way, which for you guys, you know, might include, I guess, relevant Gear Xrd. Got some BBCF, a mystery tournament, which is going to be hella fun. And we got Uni, we got Third Strike. Yeah. So, and of course, Skullgirl in the end. So Skullgirls, not Skullgirl singular, the plural. Yeah. Already got about 200 players signed up already. So many more to come, hopefully. So yeah, don't hesitate to sign up. One of the best events in Europe, I'm sure. People will agree with me who've gone. It's gonna be hella fun. I'm hype.
Always. We are always hyped for the offline events. This is where we can all ditch these screens for a moment, because we need the screens to play. But ditch the screens, meet everybody in person, and have fun. But this is the most important part. Have fun.
Also, what is gear? Hell yeah, going 1-2 first time. That's really nice. That's really nice. A lot of players would say they got 0-2 the first couple of runs, right? So 1-2 already. Not bad at all. We are just waiting for the chef himself, PataChu. Let me just go to a stream here.
Yeah.
While he's cooking up. All right, he is doing something. He's in the menus. All right, there's some French stuff going on. He's going into match privé. I assume that's a private match.
Yes.
There we go.
I don't speak French, but that's close enough to something that I can understand, so I can translate.
Oh, his internet died and came back. That's valid.
Shit, yeah. Communicating with server, and we are probably loading. Yeah. Yeah, PataChu is on the getting. He's looking to get onto the room. Should be here in 1 or 2 seconds, and there it is. Damn, I'm good. Also, I was watching that stream, so.
So, let us see. Wah, 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 wah.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock.
On to winners top 8. PataChu forcing an early boost out of Scarf. For players playing a very precise forces game. Scarf, one they're going to take up the advantage first out of that DP. PataChu onto the corner. This at the first hint of damage. Immediately going for that 1000 clones no jutsu. Hard knockdown for Scarf. PataChu still having that boost, decides to go for the DP and the back throw. Side switch.
Ooh, just whiffing that big button there. Rounder. And then burst coming out from PataChu. Right, extending. Oh, we're just spending all the RCs here. You know, we don't need any more tension in this game.
Nah, tension is completely overrated. The only thing that you need is endurance on the side of PataChu, and this is more than enough. PataChu takes first blood on this top 8.
Goodness. So again, how many times has PataChu won in a row now? Too many, I know, but how many actually?
I don't know, you are the TO.
Well, TBF, I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, right? So
It's still your tournament series. You're still the one that's doing the payouts.
Can't believe it. You should know this. You should know. Not me.
Okay, I can probably tell you that last week was PataChu against Amanita. And
We had Milkshake winning like 2 weeks ago.
PataChu won another one against Tiger. I am just looking through my notes. No, those are Xrd. So my recent ones are only PataChu victories. So yep, PataChu strong.
PataChu strong here. Right. Gonna burst immediately. Counter hit though. Nothing.
And another one. Another one. DJ Khaled intensifies.
Yeah.
And it's going to be PataChu, the one that goes on top. Another Tyrant Barrel. Sweet spot. This time. Scarf. Very low life. Need to be careful about the overhead. RC to make it safe. PataChu. Playing around right now. Playing around.
Yeah. Solid. Gonna connect. EP. After being stuck here near the wall. Jump to K, my beloved. Not working out though.
Nope. Oh! Adventurous DP out of Scarf. PataChu could not capitalize on it. But still. Good. PataChu with an advantage on resources, half tension, but Scarf is going to get burst. Let's see how fun. Okay, there is no more burst for Scarf. Gets a counter hit. Gonna get the full combo on PataChu. Oh no. That's not looking good, Ace.
It is not looking good indeed. Yeah, and that's just gonna be even worse here. PataChu gonna go up now 2-0, and it's starting to look slightly dire if you are a scarfed enjoyer.
For now, we are only going to be using Slide. It's not the greatest showing that Scarf can do, probably, but we still believe, we still want to see Scarf rise through PataChu's tyranny on Salty.
Here, again, just an early burst from both players. I feel like we've seen an early burst from PataChu every single round here. Not funny.
And Scarf. Yeah, both players saying that they don't want to deal with anything the other player wants to throw at them. Early bursts are the norm indeed.
Again, at the rate you get, obviously, a burst back in this game anyways. Survive chat. Look at that.
Yeah. Another big counter hit. PataChu trying to lock Scarf onto the corners, managing to get to K2D. Immediate use of that Tyrant Barrel sweet spot, and Scarf's life has been demolished. PataChu has a good advantage on life. Long hits. That's going to be another Tyrant Barrel, another sweet spot. PataChu is going to put himself on set point.
Yeah. On already here for the French GOAT. Soft has any response whatsoever here, or that's just gonna be it.
Can be. Ooh, and it is. PataChu made light work out of Scarf on this last round. I mean, the fact that Chipp is made out of paper helps, but then PataChu said that's enough. Is going to end this with a perfect.
Yep. So you know, if you could say if Chipp is made out of paper this time around, I would say that Sin is made out of scissors. Definitely just
Oh my god.
cooking this guy completely 3-0 here, and yeah, that means we are gonna have a. Wait, why is it linking the Tekken bracket? Surely I changed that. I did change that. No way I didn't. I didn't. Wait, what did I change then? That's weird.
Macherino's correct. Probably the head stomper link.
Yeah, no, it's correct too. It's been wrong all day. Nobody told me. I can't believe it. All right, we got the right bracket here. Hold on. All right, anything you wanna shill before we get on the road here with
with our next co-commentators. Well, you can find me on my socials. That they are at @Lapsus on Twitter. Similar on Blue Sky. Also Lapsus.whatever. Anything else goes there. I am on most of the servers. And in 2 weeks' notice, more or less, the week before all the festivities, I am going to be in London for Pro Tour London for Flesh and Blood. You can find me there. I'm going to have fun, and also I'm going to ditch my friends for an afternoon and go to Meltdown because the 12th is the Strive. So I'm going to be there.
There we go, your meltdown for lapses. That's kind of hype. That's kind of hype.
I'm going to be there. Taking into account that my plan for the Pro Tour was pubs and fun, that's well within the fun part.
Oh. Alright, so looks like we're waiting on Jonesy here. You know, fashionably late. I'm sure he's munching down on a nice beef Wellington or whatever you do in the UK. Oh, he's right there. He's not late. I'm late.
Wallah.
You enjoy your beef Wellington?
I didn't have. No.
Do you hate your own culture or what?
A little bit.
You know, valid. I get it. And obviously on the other side we have the man, the myth, the yucker.
The myth. I like how you say, well, obviously, and then the myth.
Yeah.
Pick your lane.
I mean, they can obviously be a myth. You don't even have CF as part of your name on Twitter, by the way. I cringe.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. It's in my bio.
Yeah, that's true, but you know, you have it on your name. Both of these guys coming to Headstone, obviously.
I will be there in Sweden for a few minutes and then into Denmark. Or did I? Oh no, the other way around. Denmark into Sweden. I know my geography. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have a good time, you should, you know, go from Sweden to Denmark after the event. Yeah, take it away, guys.
Probably.
Thank you. So welcome all here to take over. Hello, Jonesy. How are you doing?
I realised I should probably sort my travel and accommodation out for the Headstomp. I should probably get that. Probably should. I'll get around to it eventually. How are you doing, Yuka? How are you doing?
I'm chilling. The TO prep always takes a load off of you, but there's a lot of cool things happening. New Bleach game dropped. We're having fun out here as well. But who else is having fun is, of course, the players in this bracket, because up next we got Resil versus Kirb. So earlier I saw Resil rocking the Dizzy, but I guess against Johnny No Shot, that character's going to have a good time. So we are playing Bedman instead.
Yeah, gonna be. And I like that Resil is the card detector to the car battery. Shouts to the Irish Bedman.
Alrighty. Trying to keep Kirb into the corner, unfortunately to no avail. Now being shoved to the other side of the screen. There's the card, good blocks on that overhead. Unfortunately getting caught open by these frame traps, and just like that, wall broken. No hard knockdown, but we are generating that positive meter bonus.
The rough part about dealing with the Johnny mix-ups, even when you block the 50-50, there's still God Crush afterwards that you have to deal with. The struggle is real. Slight whiff, but it's still Kirb's turn because of the Volt VRC pressure.
Yep, and his Finer seals the deal. I mean, he says it, I don't know if he says it in Strive, but he for sure says in Xrd that he's perfect. And it's showing.
I can't believe that we're going to get a Venomless bracket. It's crazy. Or at least a Venomless top 8, it seems, judging by the way this bracket's moving.
Certainly. I mean, the character did release today, so it's not the best shot that we will see. Somebody immediately perform the high-level tech that we are seeing on display right now. Already getting another wall break, but still spending a lot of meter to find these conversions, not leading to knockdowns thanks to supers. So gonna have to challenge for another win here.
From the top rope, Bed Hardy. Oh, picked up by the bomb, but Resil just takes the Aoki, doesn't try risk. Being in an awkward frame advantage situation. Trying to go for the juggle, burst keep, Kirb in the corner, JS.
Drops the combo, I believe, in there, gets snatched from the air. I think that's a blocked super. Yeah, gonna have to PRC to make it safe. Still just challenging for the jump, and Kirb going for the burst, believes in closing it out right here, right now. Sending out these long-range normals to challenge guard crush, forces the Resil to block, not quite dead yet, but the OTG will take care of that. Kirb taking that first game, super in control.
The gamble on that risk paying off. Kirb identifying just how low Resil was, even though Bedman is quite tanky at the moment. Manages to secure it up. Johnny, of course, Johnny players getting the opportunity to downplay for quite a long while.
The character is, of course, in its natural state of being very good. That's just the way that Johnny rocks. And currently, Resil trying to resort to the zoning playstyle, but immediately Kirb just chasing it down. 6k counter hit, already setting it up into the corner. Vault, PRC, stay there. TK overhead, and another wall break so fast. Half health gone. Not the craziest combo, but just consistent openings here from Kirb. And the anti-air to boot. My goodness.
Yeah, unfortunately. Johnny couldn't get out of LCQ, so when Johnny's in the group stages onwards, feels bad because that means the Johnny players can
keep playing.
Forever downplay. Oh, the JS.
Johnny's so good. Why wasn't there 15 Johnnies in the top 8?
That's how they're gonna be. But luckily, you can just use the PataChu, so it's all good.
Proof. Man, Kirb scoring these wall breaks so fast. Not enough time to actually generate some meter from the knockdown. Bar slash anti-air on the bed fall. Very nicely done. Immediately just chasing down, and just look at that stagger pressure. Catching Resil pressing. Resil definitely a penchant to like to mash out of situations. And it's biting him in the ass at the moment.
A known UP up. And the problem is Kirb's got so much meter that it's going to be so difficult for Resil to actually make this clutch. However, the slide drop confirmed. Kirb was expecting the block, which is why he saw the jump cancel come out. However, there was no YRC because it was on here. Deflect these.
Straight back in there, Vault, PRC, keep the turn rolling, guard crush, and out of meter, couldn't defend against the chip damage, and that's Kirb taking game number 2. Very, very interesting there, map routing from Kirb to just make sure to just expend as many resources as necessary, keep Resil blocking, because Resil was really desperate to just try and get that that push block going, right? Just push him away with the FD. But Kirb just stuck like glue, took all that tension away and said, like, this one is going to do chip damage and kill you. Watch it.
We managed to finally get us up with some of the projectiles, the 4BA cones. Just quick enough so that Kirb on reaction with Missfinder couldn't quite tag.
Oh, great footsies there, able to catch, trying to use the card for the guard crush, and now Kirb pushed all the way into the corner, trying to escape, but Resil not too keen, wants to show off a bit of his own pressure for a change, but there is the deal in the PRC to get a confirm going here. Slight knockdown mid-screen, slowly push towards the corner, and again, that stagger pressure, getting Resil pressing.
RC will come off this, but Kirb did actually get clipped. Probably tried to backdash, it looked like.
Yeah, it's only popped up in the air. Very suspicious.
Clearly tried to bait it something out, but 100 tension. It's never Yoroki.
God, we love spending meter in Strive, huh? Here we go. Resil now. Kirb stuck in the corner. Big opener. Gonna get that early burst out. Doesn't want to give Resil any momentum, especially has that 100 meter to start playing with, but just a careful keep away into pressing a very expertly distanced JS. But again, it's trapped in the corner.
Yeah, now it's looking a little bit rough. Does get the YRC off just in time, though, but 6P's gonna force the burst out. On potential on the side of Kirb that missed. Fine.
Absolutely just clashing straight through the projectile, getting a punish on the tail end just like that. Super wall break. Gonna get that hard knockdown, positive meter bonus ticking up. We're on that 50% burst gauge, so we might see a wild throw being used, but no need. Just completely reaching for the skies with that card cut, and just like that, Kirb on that set point.
Tip. And yet again, the 6Ps, they keep stacking up. Resil. It's looking tough. Bedman, a character who loves to be moving in the air, and Kirb's been shutting that down a ton. Resil's gonna have to think of some of the way to approach, but yet again, it's another wall break for Kirb. All the meter in the world, Yuka.
Absolutely. Riding that positive meter bonus, already getting accounted, no pickup, but still Resil trapped in the corner, run up throw just from so far away, close dash, catching the backdash, and just like that with the wall splat, super for the style, Kirb is going to be taking it 3-0 over Resil.
Dominant showing them winners semis from the French player, all French winners finals. Looks like we got lined up then in the form of PataChu up against Kirb. Could be an entertaining one.
Certainly.
I think losers. Top 8 has now at least sorted themselves out. No! Vena beat Tatami Galaxy. Not like this. My bias is over.
Unfortunate. I mean, earlier, Joe the conductor beating my bias, Decoy Snail. A bit sad, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. You don't get to see your local pals make it all the way through.
Let's see then. Big up Joe. The bestament in EU. Impartial commentators, yes. You love to see it, Vena. You love to see it. It's fine though. It's low-key revenge. The past 2 times I've been to Meltdown, I keep running into Tatami Galaxy. So if anything, I appreciate Vena for getting the vengeance for me.
It's a slight lick in there.
This is going to be a wacky matchup though. Asuka up against most likely Testament. Lots of full screen projectiles getting thrown out and about.
Yeah.
What are you going to see?
I wonder, because like Testament typically likes that keep away game, but the projectiles that constantly get thrown out by Asuka don't think they have that luxury to take that approach, and kind of have to spend their time smartly using some pretty active buttons to swat away at some of these cubes and get in that range that they can start harassing just slightly outside of where Asuka could try to challenge.
Yeah, I guess there's going to be a lot of knowledge checks on cube durability up against Grave Reaper's durability that we'll see. As well as the fact that Test Case 3 as well will have cubes in all sorts of different angles, which then Grave Reaper obviously won't be able to clash with as much.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Well, we shall see who is going to get that first win interaction. How is the burst going to be used? And already we see a lot of active buttons. Grave Reaper swatting away at one of the cubes, getting in there. Early burst from Vena says, no, I want to keep chucking cubes, be the Shadow Wizard money gang.
We're into Test Case 3 already, so really strong start for Vena. With Joe kind of stuck right now. Does at least avoid some of the cubes, and the mana's looking low. If Joe can find the way through, oh, that trade was not in Joe's favor though. A little bit early with the R.E.V.O sign, that would have been huge. Oh, there's the break of the mana.
Yeah, big damage coming up. Wait, it might be kill already. Jeez, just like that. Joe Kirb covering that round. A little rough to begin it with, but sort of over-eagerness from Vena to just really force Asuka. You gotta be careful with that mana.
Yeah, the risk reward there. Got a bit up. The idea was there with the cube call, but Joe was already dashing under, running under. So all those cubes whiffed, and it cost so much mana. It just put Vena on the backspace, and yet again we see the shield broken. Arbiter sign chomps the noggin. And Joe with an early strong start here.
Yeah, so you can already see Joe playing into that mid-range space, right, where they can just throw out these big hulking normals, call out jump outs and such, and of course, Vena really wanting to play his own game. Ends up, getting caught by counter hits, being a little too hasty, and also expending a lot of meter or a lot of mana, just trying to get these projectiles out, trying to get the Asuka game plan going, and then two quick mana breaks. It was really fast. Not what I'm used to seeing from Asuka players.
This is probably about as powerful of a start as you can for an Asuka, utilizing Guard Crush with test case 3 cubes off the Metron. Managing the mana well so far. TP, big cubes. Now we're starting to really shuffle through test case 3 now. Nothing much that Joe can really do. Just has to weather the storm. Find a moment to challenge maybe.
Oh, very nice. Finds an opening just like that. Wall break. Doesn't quite hit that 5D, so that is going to be a bit of Oki wasted, but the life lead is just so much in Vena's favor. Just look how he can play it however he likes, really. And there's the teleport overhead to seal the deal.
Hey. Got ice on the wrist this time, so a defensive option is available.
Sitting in the air, stalling it out, seeing what Jokirby is going to do. Can they challenge here? And there's the Grave Reaper. Trying to go for a hard burst break, but to no avail. Vena bursting it a little later. Jokirby now getting in there. Walks all the overheads, but still pushed towards the corner. Has to be careful for that curse. Patience. With that mana break, it's getting ever closer.
Ooh, the corner steal, and now it's a real big opportunity. Joe does find the hit as well. Meter available at the end of this will be more than enough because of the lack of mana. Ties it up here, game 2, 1 apiece. Alright, meatballs are plenty. Vena's got options to go a bit more in the face and go a bit more for a Guard Crush heavy focus, but manages to find a way to test case 3. And yet again, utilizing the height that Asuka can attain with teleport in order just to shuffle through the cards and get a solid hand.
Certainly.
It's a space where Testament just can't do anything.
Yeah, Grave Reaper not hitting high enough, can't really challenge too fast, and already Vena to a great start here. Beautiful life lead, gets a jump in, but no confirm, but has Jokirby locked in the corner. Air-to-air challenge, RC for that pickup. Burst is available. Gonna be having to use it now, but still, immediately, Vena taking the distance that he can take thanks to that life lead. We already see a challenge, but to no avail, but the 6P run-up is going to be good. We're getting really dangerously close to that mana break. There it is, potentially a whole game steal here if the burst isn't utilized properly. RC, though, my goodness.
Fallen JP just connected. Joe start to feel the momentum off the stain throw, but couldn't get too much going afterwards. Vena ties it up.
That's the kind of risk you would normally take when you do have like that health lead that you saw that Vena had, right? Just to go like, oh, reset situation. Let me see if I can squeeze a button here and get the confirm necessary. But you know, the bravery has to be noted because as much as green as that health bar looked, right, the mana being gone, it's kind of just cosmetic. You might as well just have red health.
It also helps with the fact that you had that RC available, so landing with the fallen JP means you've got that option to confirm into it. Or even then, if it gets blocked or so, you can still RC just to get the frame situation in your advantage.
Certainly. Observe, analyze.
Arbiter sign though.
Nice anti-air, RC for the confirm. Piling up the damage, pushing to the corner, but the teleport stealing the corner. Vena not quite ready for that, and again, not ready for the other teleport, and there's the mana break, and that's a dead Asuka.
Teleports. Running a shift, the left, right, the okey dokes.
So It's a very interesting way that Vena likes to approach. We've seen earlier, like you mentioned, really high teleports, trying to shuffle through the test case, but also just overall pretty jumpy, using a lot of like just, you know, shuffles and cube summons to just air stall a bit, see if an option can be baited out, but finally the run-in anti-air from Jokirby was going to get something started, but immediately sweep just cuts that short, and again we are back to just summoning out cubes.
It was a clutch top deck with the mana card that enabled Vena just to still not have the shield broken. Had Vena not top decked that mana card, it probably would have been the end of the round most likely, to be honest, but that top deck has allowed Vena to carry on, gets properly set up, TP's available, look for the mix. Didn't connect, so just backs off. Resets the situation again. Overheads to 6H bonks.
YC block, but the cube might have actually ruined that tap dust. And a quick 2P challenge has a round tied up here in game number 3. Both are looking for the lead in the set. Red Vena trying to start off strong, but a good neutral jump cuts that short from Jokirby. Jokirby now looking for an opportunity to get started, but the distance and we have to be traversed first.
Ooh, the low profile actually looks like the trip guard is as well. Just gonna whittling away, does find the hit, and a huge hit. The risk built up with no mana is a insane amount of damage. The burst damage deleting Vena there, Joe. 2-1 up now.
This is certainly interesting because Vena plays in this really volatile manner that unfortunately Jokirby just happens to understand how to properly cash out from a weakened defense state that also can put themselves in and really just make the most of an opportunity and close out the round. So I don't know if it's just a limitation of how Vena likes to approach playing Asuka, or if maybe there's potential to be adapted here because this is potentially a final game.
I feel like the way Vena has moved to try and avoid the crow as much as possible as well. Barrier of Q's being set up, teleports out of there. Oh, the low profile's coming out from Joe though.
Cube's game going good, teleport. It's a nice pickup, side swaps back into the corner. There's the wall splat. Going for the reload instead, and yeah, it takes a little too long. There's the tech out, but still able to get a pickup. Not the full confirm, however, but still very much in control. Just working on one final opening, and these teleports constantly left, rights, overheads. Good luck.
But San though should have sat down just a little bit. Back up, super jumping away. Avoided both the Crow, Grave Reaper, and Arbiter Sign all in one. Barrier now broken though. This could be the opportunity for Joe.
Unfortunately, has to keep it a little short, but does find that next opening. Working on a whole lot of damage, down to that last 2 hits potentially. Oh, nope, the one EX Beast will do it. And now Jokirby on that set point. Vena has to make this one count.
Hit stun. Hit stunning. Alright, test case 3. Metron to try and help stall out a little bit. Double teleports in hand. Metron in hand as well with plenty of mana. Coast Wolverine is a really solid hand for Vena right now, but the problem is Joe finds the connection. We'll get the hard knockdown, and suddenly the opportunity for a comeback is on YoKai.
Yeah, certainly. Still a good bit on the mana left, so not going to be the most explosive damage as of yet. Trying to bait some kind of response, but the patience there from Vena to do it a little later. He's able to steal the turn back and that burst, so a little rough here for Jokirby to find the finish, and already we can see the aggression pile on here from Vena, hungering for that closer. Teleporting away, just trying to stall for a bit of time. The XB's connecting, but still needs to find a solid hit. That's going to be the start of it. Unfortunately, has to cut it short. And the deflect shield baited out, splat against the wall. Another hard knockdown, but I don't believe there's going to be quite the kill just yet. So still, a solid situation of the knockdown with 50 meters to play with here. So Jokirby needs to find that one good opening and just runs up and throws. And that's going to be it. 3-1, taking it over Vena.
Yeah, Joe just finding those small clutch moments, optimizing the damage when possible, the Oki when possible. Solid stuff, stays alive. Shouts to Vena though. looking at the bracket, it was actually kind of a ridiculous losers run anyway. So yeah, had to grind to get this top 8. Definitely a well-deserved 7th spot there for the Asuka.
I think, as always, any top 8 finish is worth congratulating, right? You get some of the best EU killers pulling up for this, so be it on winners or losers side, you always have some crazy name you have to face off against, and it's hard work. It's hard work, and the dedication a lot of these players have shown. 4 years of strive. Some coming a little later into the game than others, but still a good long journey indeed, and the payoff. So pulling up for that top 8, very lovely.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, some players might just end up pulling up just because the DLC drops. Some might just be struggling because they just haven't had the DLC character or their character that they can really lock in with, character that gets you up in the morning to lock in for tower.
Soon to be ranked map mode now.
Soon to be ranked mode. Bless up. I can't wait for like one character to be Conqueror or whatever, and all my other characters to be stuck in the mines. Oh man.
That's an interesting shift, certainly, that I'm in favor for, because a lot of older fighting games, just you had the account rank, so just you, the player, were ranked as such. So if you ever thought to pick up a different character, well, unfortunately, you're going to have to play it at that rank. Can't go lower. I mean, not only fighting games, big one that comes to mind is League of Legends. No shout-outs for that game, though. But yeah, indeed, I think first I saw it with Tekken, and then all these other fighting games coming along saying like, nope, rank is based on character. They still keep a general account baseline. So like if you reach a certain threshold, you will go up with it, saying like, all right, you're good enough to start off here with any other character.
Yeah, Street Fighter is the same character ranks. Trying to remember, because I can't really call like Dragon Ball or modern. It doesn't even feel modern anymore, So I can't really call Dragon Ball that. But Dragon Ball was definitely the old head way of account only. I think Virtua Fighter 5 is character rank, if I'm not mistaken, though.
I think Street Fighter 4 was this funny middle ground where you had an account rank and a character rank, I believe.
Maybe 4 definitely had that. 4 had 2 ranks. So then you get people that would be like 3k in their account rank, and then they'd be like 100 points in their character, and you're like, what the hell?
What's going on here?
I'm about to get smurfed on. This is ridiculous. This is too much. I can't deal with this. Looks like we're getting Shin Ki and Mattie up to the table. So there is a timeline where loser semis can be Joe versus Mattie, which would be an Irish free-for-all. Joe and Mattie both living in Ireland, both of them pulling up to events like the locals and regionals like IGM, for example, which I think's in a couple of weeks' time. IGM Spring.
Is that the new big Irish event, or is that in a different part?
Yeah, I think it's like that. It's trying to be the new big Irish event. I went to IGM Winter and it was very entertaining to go to. I definitely recommend it. The timeline hasn't linked up for me to be able to be free for the spring event, but it's an event that if you've always kind of wanted to go to an Irish event, I'd recommend.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely on the lookout for it, because sadly, when I decided to start attending events, they stopped with Celtic Throwdown.
Yeah, I was the same. I was like, right, I finally go to Ireland, and then Celtic Throwdown. I was like, psych, say less. It was bad.
Oh shit, Jonesy here. Let's shut it down.
Shout out to, for real, that's what they did. Shout out to Tommy Galaxy, hit us with the raid. Much appreciated. I pray that I don't have to face your bike and in bracket at Meltdown again. I'm tired. Tired of the Tommy match. But I'm not tired of people.
Surely you could pay them off with some drinks.
True. Maybe I should do that next time. What I do like, people claiming codes in Matcherino. ! Matcherinos. Let's get the codes claimed up for the players today. 28 codes left. We've got $20 in the prize pool. Let's get these fridges filled.
Certainly. I think if we're looking at the viewership numbers, we are well within our means to achieve that. So for all of you unmuted, this is your sign. Hear us now. Our request, please claim those codes. For all of you that are visual only, I think Ice will at some point throw it up on the screen to hopefully remind you all.
Asuka's too busy going into every Discord that has any sort of Strive channel and saying, hey, Head Stomper, hey.
Ooh. Head Stomper in a few months. Gonna be right after Brussels Challenge, so it's gonna be exciting because already, you know, Arc World Tour 2025 announced, kicking it off in EVO Japan, I believe, and you know, all the world tours are going to be starting again. Recently, also Head Stomper announcing that they are going to be a stop in the Tekken World Tour Champion, so that's definitely going to get some international eyes on the scene. Would be nice for them, right? Some big names pulling up, and if not them for Arc World Tour, probably plenty of other events. So we are well in the swing of having a good time offline again.
Was it a gold? It was a gold or a plat or something, right? Last year, or am I thinking of the year before?
For Arc, I'm not. I mean, Head Stomper wasn't last year, at least.
Oh yeah, so it would have been the year before. It was a Arc World Tour event. I think. My memory is old, and I'm frail, but I think so. Ice can probably tell me I'm wrong.
If Ice is in the room with us right now, is he correct or wrong?
Yeah, they need
Jonesy is wrong always.
They need to announce the format, and all the other events would be ideal.
Oh my goodness, just one pop buster. Wow, this character just speedruns health, huh? What is that? Barely, can I math? Barely like 20 seconds have passed and already a dead Zato.
Oh god. I think instead of 2 heats, that probably should have been Hammerfall, but it would have been... Nah, you should have had the charge by then, to be honest, and you're dead. Hold that. Alright.
Oh no, okay. One more interaction, maybe OTGs? Not quite, but still one last pixel to do it.
I can't see. Greedy. What a greedy play to go for 5D when Garuda's right there. I actually don't Garuda, I hate Garuda.
This is all okay, like, not the greatest amounts of eddy damage. Slowly ticking away at the health here, but no hard knockdown. Potemkin a tanky boy, and just like that, right? Leveraging his health to just quickly press in between and taking that first game.
Just a small enough gap for Matty to happily press 5p. Take that trade, take the dub game 1. And at least think he got to play a little bit of that last round compared to the opening round of that game 1. So that's already improvements, which we like to see.
Certainly. If this is a indication of an upward trend, we might be able to see that Shin Ki plays more than a few seconds and ultimately takes a game. However, I think it would be quite challenging into a character like Potemkin, just that far S, heavy slash, right? Just completely bitch slapping both Eddie and Zato through it.
That's got to be so rough in this matchup anyway, when Potemkin's got so much armor and so much reward for using that armor. There's so many gaps that can get blown up by one big read on a Hammerfall or a pot, or like a car or pot buster.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one because especially, I mean, we did see some good damage coming out from Shin Ki, so I have hope, right? It has to, of course, it's gonna have to watch how he uses the Eddy. He's gonna commit to that pressure. He's gonna find opportunity to combo. Like in this situation, no Eddy meter for the combo, so it's not gonna be the craziest cash out. So opting to slump here, trying to keep the pressure going, but armor says nuh-uh. It's my turn now.
Yeah, just off that one combo immediately. The HP bars immediately line up. Slight tag on the Pierce though. And again with the Pierce, JP's connecting as well. Shin Ki now pushing Matty to the corner. There is meter available, but didn't opt to go Sun Void or anything like that. Matty also sitting on 50 tension. Tried to go Heavenly. Ain't gonna pay off though.
Morphous. Alright. Was able to send out the Leapfrog, gets a nice pickup, wall splat. Oh, that's enough to kill. Good on Shin Ki. Tying up the round, so now we're in a position to challenge for evening out the set. But just gets Kara busted. Alrighties.
Don't do it again. Okay, went strike instead. Ooh, JP
catches the
down.
backdash. Oh no, this is gonna hurt.
Oh no. Oh my god. Jesus.
Oof. Ooh.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a painful one. It's just like, I mean, there's nothing else to it. You guess wrong 3 times, this character vaporizes you, and then they turn their head. Like if this is an offline, they turn their head towards you and just extend their hand, says like GG's, and you gotta shake the hand out of sportsmanship reluctantly.
Shouts to Chadius trying to cheer on Shin Ki the moment Shin Ki woke up with deflect shield. That was the most opportune moment for downfall I've ever seen. Alright, flicks away the drill. First gone on the side of Shin Ki.
Oh, it's a stagger pressure. Pressing 5P, a little bit bold now from Shin Ki, trying to change up how to...
Oh my.
My goodness. Ow. You challenge once and you're thinking like, oh, that felt kind of good, let's go for it again. And then, you know...
I've actually got to mash 2P even more. That's a crazy statement, but... has to be done, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Alright, backdash BRC.
Might have been unsure about that routing there, going for that OTG. I'm not quite informed, but still able to get that stagger pressure. Mattie with the burst wants that first round to their name, but I think Shin Ki's too keen. The pop burst of whiffing, but still not able to get the craziest catch out. 5D once, 5Ds again, and catches Mattie blinking.
Oh my days, that's a round start and a half.
And that's a follow-up right there. Big numbers, no wall splat, but still stuck towards the corner. Finds the splat, sends out that Gigantor. Is enough to kill?
This might actually be dead. Oh my god.
You're perfect, no less.
God.
It's just a divine comedy. How much effort, like, you know, Shin Ki's just putting into the pressure sequence, the pickups, the execution, all that. And of course, you know, it's not to say that Mattie's without, of course, the own effort of Potemkin, but man, just look at the damage on this character.
I can't beat that B2S clean. That is crazy work. Good Sun Void to refill Eddie right on cue. Actually tagged Mattie as well, so we'll take that. Every bit helps. Can wall break with Sun Void. Instead, soft reset for the YoKai.
Mattie with that one final RC. Whilst all not connecting, but the re-jump. Shin Ki able to make one stick to the board here.
Okay. Down but not out. The bell didn't ring. The bell did not ring. There ain't no bell. Ice, get the bell.
Just gotta watch for
ding, ding, ding,
accidentally
ding,
not
ding,
falling
ding.
in the wrong order of Potemkin perfect.
He's ringing the bell. It's over. Oh no.
Oof.
Can't believe he's done this.
For who the bell tolls. Oh, footsies, but not able to quite get a punish. Still, slighted armor. That's a knockdown. Immediate challenge from Shin Ki. Knows how these rounds have played out before. Just needs to be aggressive on the defense. Just like that. Able to trap in the corner. BRC to keep it going. Deflect shield, but to no avail. Eddie is almost back on the table. Welcome back. And just like that, finds a quick opening, but no full conversion. Eddie's gone.
Eddie is truly stuck in jail. That's where he's gone. Still on the explanation. Little green fella. Oh no, the Mega Fist actually straight up avoiding the sword. Oh no.
I'm not even gonna question if this is enough or not. It's Potemkin on a nice beefy start. Yeah. I think where we've also been seeing it happens pretty quickly, but the moment that Shin Ki try to go for the Eddie drill, we already see immediately Mattie just trading a bit of that HP to make sure that, you know, quickly just press into Eddie, get rid of them.
Oh my god, reverse.
My goodness, close slash.
Oh my god, that's gonna do so much damage. There was so much risk on this. I'm not saying it's dead, but I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Oh, it's jokes.
You can't put this one on YouTube. They
Just,
will take that. They'll take that down in an instant. Oh my god. Oh.
that was certainly something. I am used to seeing, you know, Andros Potemkin. I've seen Krillo Potemkin, I believe, around there. So very different Potemkins. But Mattie's Potemkin is just damage, just hurting, duffing the opponent, put him on the squat rack, backbreaker, you know, Bane style on Batman. Says we go next.
Yeah, that is certainly a matchup. Oh my god. All right. Shout out to Shin Ki though. Top 8 with Zato, which is basically like playing on the hardest difficulty.
We all know that that one video of that guy doing push-ups on a knife, balanced on a nail. Yeah, that's the Zato play life.
That's the Zato life. That's top 8 with Biken. Oh, okay, Shank. Okay. What happened? Biken players, they had whimsy back in the day. They had the whimsy, the joy in their life. What happened? What happened?
I think a patch of really suboptimal characters jades you really fast.
Possibly. But shouts to Matty though, moving on in the bracket. Did pretty well at Versus Fighter last year, so they, considering current part, definitely is the possibility to cause some mad runs.
It'll be interesting. I mean, we'll see if Puppet survives for as long as they do. But here we go. Scarf versus Jokirby. We got the mid-range beast versus, of course, the up-and-close and personal ninja. Going into the funny super that does no damage, but we're here for that hard knockdown, as well as that positive meter bonus. We'll see what the mix is. Just a quick jump in. Chicken block to not have to guess, but pushed in towards the corner. Scarfed. He knows absolutely when to send it at the right opportunity and just challenges in.
I like how I start with this overdrive. Like, Chipp just decides, yeah, I stand on the air still, it's okay.
It's all cool. We just, listen, you study a little bit of Nippon and then you can just do that.
Just put the chakra on your feet and you can fly, it's okay.
True. Shoutouts to Naruto going from clandestine ninja operations to WMDs on the Tuesday.
Fighting on the moon and stuff.
Right, but Scarfed here a little bit on the back foot. It's gonna have to make these combos count and make a comeback of sorts.
What is happening?
Oh wait, I think he just did a really evil opening there, just running upside down, 6B'ing, and if I'm not mistaken, that shift, and of course the herb box shift. Good luck trying to scratch him off of that.
Oh, the bust out, the DP, the beta blade. Blows up the Grave Reaper, scarfed, 1-0 up. Joe gonna have to lock in. Has the bachelor's degree in bracketology. Now is the time to utilize that here in this set to stay alive in this week's SaltyEU bracket.
I mean, I can imagine it's going to be a tricky one for Jokirby, especially, you know, trying to control Scarfed, because we saw a bit of that stagger pressure coming out, right? Fishing for a counter hit, but at some point, Scarf just had the idea of like, here I should run and press a button, and immediately just close the distance through Jokirby's pressure. And of course, you know, the nuclear option, we have that DP.
Honestly, Shank, you might be right. Maybe I made up bike plays in my head about the whimsy and the joy. Ooh, force the burst. Interesting burst late on in the round as well.
Yeah, might be an emotional one.
Yeah, with no tension available, it's going to be hard to maneuver that comeback because it just ain't going to happen.
So much life lead, so much of the game is in your own control. Just Jokirby fully in the conductor's seat, able to just marionette at Scarf with these long-range buttons. But here we go, Scarf getting up close and personal now. Ideal chip range RC for that extended confirm against the wall splat. Quick style flourish on that rope set, but no hard knockdown. Has to play patiently against these long-range normals. And again, finds the overhead. RC. Did that combo? Oh my goodness, it did. I saw the combo counter disappear. I wasn't sure.
Scarf's grounded movement. So crisp. I can't lie. Whenever I watch Scarf, I'm like that. You actually can't whiff any buttons against this Chipp.
Yeah,
as difficult as that might be.
He is, eyes peeled with the hawk-like vision, just looking for any slight hint of a button being whiffed. Optimal challenge for the challenge, and just like that big bait on the YRC, optimal confirmed. We get this super stylish wall run combo into this unrun.
This is dead.
Yeah.
Oh my. I thought, mate, I was praying on the magic pixel, but it never arrived.
No, that super will kill, unlike the other one.
True. Yeah, that other super is purely for hard knockdown. But the Zoops. The Zoops are godlike. Scarf 2-0 up at the moment.
Yeah, looking good. Able to just slip right through Jokirb's defense, and of course having that well-placed reads to deny the get-off-me tools that Striver forced you. Interesting mix-ups already being put on display by the rope mix. Early burst. Hitbox interactions not quite connecting, but there's the anti-air. Tries the beta blade, and it's the big punish. And the burst baited on top of it.
Alright, Joe, the safe jump enjoyer, it seems. Pays off with a huge lead, but back against the wall now, and Scarf's got meter available at the end of this. Opts instead for the reset with the robot run, but Joe just instead matches Scarf in the skies.
Yeah, jumping forward actually slipped them out of the corner, and just like that, Scarf facing the wrong way. It's hit on the back end, but here we go. Good opening, finds a quick knockdown. Massive counter hit, but sadly, the wall break too soon. Still hard knockdown off the super. Already pushing Jokirby to the corner, finds the overhead, and thanks to positive meter bonus, already gets that immediate YRC. Backing away, trying to bait a burst, and a lovely BRC to call out the YRC.
Oh my goodness, Scarf is just all about the book of Joe right now. Top 5 books read, it feels like. This is looking rough. Defense though, finds a challenge. Hold up, wait a minute.
Chance gets a wall splat, goes into the Succubus super. To be extending the damage a little extra here, but still getting that hard knockdown. Not going to be having the most amount of meter, but that positive meter bonus should fix that situation very soon. But there's a reversal throw. Not really are seeing for the continuation. K, Alpha Blade backing away. Both players playing a little slow here. Jokirby looking for opportunity to escape. Does find a quick hit. Nothing major just of yet. To call out on the teleport. Very nicely done here, RC, for a more extended pickup. Reset. That burst is coming closer and closer online. Is it enough to survive? Just barely before the splat. A chance here for Jokirby.
Tough though, does get the stain state applied. Paul goes for the 5D. The high-low pays off.
Oh my goodness. That was a bit of a brave shot there from Jokirby to teleport in and go for that overhead, because I think more often than not we have seen Scarf very nicely call out these teleports, although that situation a little bit more finicky right off the tail end of getting hit, so a lot harder to get your buns going, but teleport into the face of somebody that has challenged you before and then go for a slow move?
It was a bit more scrambly, so preyed on teleport not being at the top of the mental stack, which to be fair normally kind of has been. There was one wacky teleport just right in the face of Scarf. Scarf's like, well, I'll just get the free pro punish.
Yeah.
The other time Scarf's definitely been fishing for it. The 5D connects. Up the wall we go.
Need the super to close it out. Scarfed once again, set point, full on deck with that burst. Jokirby a little away from theirs. He'll be getting it back pretty shortly here, but not without holding a bit of damage, and of course the screen position. Using it already nice and early, great challenge, but hard bait on the burst, once again committing, and this time, okay, good catches.
If you're a person that believes in reincarnation, we all know now that Joe, in their previous life, was in fact a fisherman. Because the patience to bait like that is unheard of.
Especially in a very stressful situation, like set point here for Scarf to end your tournament run to already bait out 2 very nice hits. That could have piled up a lovely amount of damage. So here we are, both players round a piece. Jokirby looking to tie up the score, and Scarf wanting to end it right here against that first wall break. No knockdown, but positive meter bonus already keeps the overhead nice and safe. Stuck in the corner of wall assault, the pressure going. RC off of the tap dust, and there is the wall combo.
I have no idea what the frame situation would be like in that regard. Because that's like actually the first time I've seen Burst get popped like way up there and Chipp's on the ground. So I've got no clue what the hell just happened.
I'd like to believe that Scarf went for a burst bait attempt, but
that's what it looked like. Yeah, that's what it looked like, because it looked like Scarf was definitely back on the ground.
Yeah, but then
it's so high up, then does Joe just recover? Wacky situation. I'd love someone to inform me.
I think he did end up getting hit in the process though. So yeah, like the player icon tumbled a bit, like awkwardly.
Okay.
But like I think generally from that height, doesn't matter how you burst, you are falling down slowly to the ground like a freshly exploded rocket, and then there is Scarf waiting to get that pickup.
I do wonder what would happen if a Chipp's able to block burst like that.
Maybe another time.
If it's just like a safe burst, even though it does get baited, it'd be cool. Weird one, wacky one. Shouts to Joe though, top 6 with the bestament. Definitely on the grind, set for real. Scarfed. Moving on to a guaranteed top 4 spot, and we need to find out who joins them. Battle of the big bodies: Bedman, Potemkin, Resil, Mattie.
Definitely, and quick mention, if you're liking what you see, we still got plenty of codes left to be claimed, 25 of those, so do head on over there, support these players that are putting on this crazy of a show. Support Mattie for absolutely speedrunning his opponents with funny near TOD combos, but against the big bed, I think it's going to be a little rougher to find the big numbers, especially how Resil does occasionally like to completely switch up the playstyle and go from a more pressure-oriented play in his face to just taking a step back there and letting the projectiles do the talking.
Yeah, the flicks are going to have to be on point to help shut down the way Resil likes to play. Definitely be something that looks into, but this is already a strong start for Mattie. Getting the Bedman stuck in the corner like this has to force the burst.
Yeah. Get a counter hit, immediately bursting, wants to keep the screen position of Resil near the corner. 6p challenge, but the heat tackle, delayed PRC, excellent anti-air, but not able to get the craziest pickup, but still relieving of pressure, but a 6p answers back, and once again, you're trapped in the corner. Not for long.
Yeah, just get the jump in at least. SR is available now, but gets flicked away. Mattie ready for it. Like I mentioned earlier, there is of course car battery in Ireland, which is what Resil's in-game tag is a funny Bedman joke of. That Mattie will, of course, be able to get plenty of offline sets against, or offline practice.
Yeah, certainly. I think definitely after the big major change in 3.5 for Bedman, a lot more players have been interested in this character. Now that it is a functional character, which unfortunately for Resil means that a lot more people have experience into it.
Yeah, like doubled the Bedman numbers, went from like 2 to 4. Crazy stuff.
Dangerous stuff happening here.
It's dangerous. If it doubles again, it might be over.
Here we go, install super, getting that wall break. It's early enough that he should still be in the state. There it is. That big bomb head explosion, but somehow finding the throw, chucking Resil into the corner.
We'll be able to RC, even though the blade didn't link. Air to airs, the throw, should be able to RC this. Mattie, rightfully so, saves that burst. The rainy day that is this last round here, game 1, and here comes a pop buster.
Already.
Yeah, another.
Garuda walks up slowly, trying to psych out Resil. See what response they are going to try and use. 5p, good delays, but unfortunately trades, but still able to keep him locked in the corner. And the backdash avoiding the pop buster, very nicely done. Throws him in the corner, but Mattie, not interested in seeing this extend much further, tries to burst immediately, but Resil already keeping them stuck. Again, interactions not working out. Here's the install super. And look at that big old wall break, hard knockdown, I believe, and still has that. Oh no, not quite. Different move connected.
Yeah, it was just 236, not an error itself that connected, so there wasn't going to be a hard knockdown, but it's okay. The 4B error installed up. The red lightning bolt connects and secures Resil game 1 here.
As always, playing into Mattie, we see a bit of the experience from before, where you know it is quite volatile. Some of these rounds are, you know, simply Potemkin rounds where you just eat a couple pot busters, you eat a bit of dirt, and you just say, you know what, we move on to the next one. We'll try not to guess as wrong as last time. Ooh, stagger pressures. Resil bursting out, wants to stay away from the corner, but Mattie says no. Big heat tackle. The Gruder pressure walking up. Big staggers, finds a nice counter hit. Unfortunately drops the combo. Might have been intentional reset. Immediately finds the next pickup into this extended wall splat thanks to the gigantic Kai. The knuckle wall break. No hard knockdown, but still plenty to play with here. And of course, the very, very resounding life lead.
The movement, the Beyblade at the tippy top avoids the mirror. Does fortunately disappear right at the end of that combo because it looked a bit scary, not gonna lie. 4BA. But
Glad to see that represented. Says, you know what, I've had enough of you kind of just floating up there. Get on the squat rack. New PR.
Jesus. Kevin Lee out of nowhere times the flick to perfection.
See the slow grappler walk down, trying to push Resil to the corner, but Resil here taking the offense, sends out the errors, making sure that nothing is going, no move is left unpunished. And then install, this time just, yeah, shoots out the error, gets a hard knockdown with the install to play with for a few more seconds. Life lead comfortably in the side of Resil as Mattie locked in the corner, looking for an opening. Good throw tech, both players challenging, not quite finding the opening just yet. The avoidance, able to navigate around the challenges from Mattie, and there's the bed fall for the finish.
Ooh. JD connecting. Alright, reflect. Slowly pushing Resil towards the corner, but the JS connects. First to keep Resil in the corner. Peak, the mash out, Beyblade. Corner carrying just like that. It's Resil's turn to put the pressure on.
Oh, that was about to be the end, but Resil says, no, not yet. We need another go. Aggressive burst. RC keeps the resources going, wants to keep Mattie locked down, but unfortunately, at some point, you do run out. Still able to poke at it away slightly. Air to airs, and does find a lovely pickup. Cuts it a little short here, looking for the next opening. Error finds the punish on the 6B, but is able to get that wall break.
236H just whiffed completely, but it's okay. Installed the error code tracking. Picks up the food before it landed on the floor. Resil 2-0 up. But there's been a lot of close rounds that could have gone either way.
Certainly. It's the classic duty of always on commentaries to explain how 3-0s, you know, they look on paper look pretty bad, but you know, you tune in, you watch how these games are being played out. It's an unfortunate circumstance that Mattie is not able to quite close it one out in their favor for a win. But you know, that's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. You fight hard, but that doesn't always mean you get the reward.
With that Kraken, if that means that Bedman can do like KC kind of combos. The 180. The 180 error code.
Possibly, but
RC extension should be able now to put themselves on set point.
Yep, with the perfect no less. Mattie with the burst to be able to play with here, so has one other chance if an opening is a bit too disastrous here. Wide Wild Assault, able to block it out, get a quick punish. Garuda Starts the pressure going. 3 Garudas. Now we're seeing the walk up. Already, again, not ready to throw out that pop bus just yet, but the second close slash finally getting a big old counter hit. Gigantokai for the extension. Look at this damage. Pixel health for Resil here.
One opportunity. Tried to get the sneak the JK in, but Matty ready with the 6p blessing up.
I'm interested. I'm surprised to see Matty still go for 6p in a lot of these situations. Many a times as Resil called it out with an error code. But now we get Resil here starting off nice and strong. Matty trapped in the corner, already half health gone. Eating a bit of pokes here. There's the install. This is going to hurt a lot more on block. We have no more tension to play with. Tries to jump up. Resil says, nah, get back in there. I'm not done just yet. Good block on the dust. There's a quick challenge. Aggressive burst says we are not done yet. Here, now we're done.
Yeah, the error's now done, and now it's Matty's turn. Buster to begin things. Hammer full cancel. Strike connects. RC to extend. Knuckle does in fact connect there. I was worried if it was a little bit too high up, but we are back to neutral, which means Resil can immediately Beyblade RC. Look for the mix. Matty. Toss a burst, no intentions available. Gigantikai's out, the mirror's out. Resil trying to stall out Yuka.
Yeah, walking in, heat tackle, forces them down to the ground. Makes them block the Gigantokai. Now fishing for a hit, and there we go. The life lead, allowing for the trade to go in the favor of Matty. Hard fought, an excellent comeback. Put one on the board, but still 2 games away from the victory. Oh, so sweet it would taste on this reverse sweep if Matty can pull it off.
Definitely having to grind these wins out at the moment, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. Like the extended pressure Resil is able to just put onto Matty, using as many resources to their disposal just to keep it going and hoping at some point you get impatient or you just have to block wrong on one of these high-low mix-ups.
Wow. The fear of hard knockdown. Resil did not want to deal with that at all. Wants complete control. And you're seeing why. Because when you lose control, this happens. Oh my
god. And this time with the RC to be able to keep it going. 6 HS straight into the heat knuckle, trying to keep the hits as short as possible, the kill as clean as possible. Deny as much burst gauge regeneration. Still at that 50%, so we have a deflect shield and wild assault to play with, but less up. Fortunately, the heat tackles swapping the sides, but still Matty in control. Now playing it nice and aggressive, big 6k counter hit, getting that positioning in the corner, walk up, flow slash into the HPV, and I think that might be a speed run.
And just like that, we might have zoomed our way to a game 5 here in losers quarters. Both players battling it out to at least guarantee a top 4 finish here today.
It certainly highlights how important your previous statement was about Resil bursting for absolute control over the matchup, because you slip once against Potemkin, you slip once against Matty Potemkin, and yeah, it's lights, it's curtains.
The snowball's so big it became an avalanche. It really happens like that.
Truly, but here we go, game 5, both players. Even as it gets, the early burst already, one in the wrestle way to control, JS counter hit, big opener, but again, the burst, Matty and Resil, no longer any second chances. This is what they're gonna have to make do with, and slowly being chipped away, pushed towards the corner. Interesting PRC option, but has nevertheless Resil locked in the corner here.
Did the funny, oh my god. Alright, Garudas, meaty, 5 dust,
Oosh.
6H.
Pong punch. Matty has that set point on lock, trades away, and immediately walking forward. I'm able to break through the guard points, somehow blocking that mix-up. That was devilish, but able to see through it all.
Oh, just not close enough. Matty, they're recognizing the situation. Key tackle blocked in the air, so had the opportunity to go for a bit cheeky. Oh my days, that 5p shut down the offense completely, and now Resil on the back foot, counter hit. Oh my.
Also wants to keep it going. This combo, interesting frame kill there, goes into all of this unburstable damage. Doesn't quite get the wall break here, but position in the corner is a tough one. Pay up, not gonna hit the mark. Good throw.
That frame kill is so you can't burst during the route.
Okay.
Is what I think Deck told me. So that's why that happens. Oh, dash caught the landing. I wonder if you could have maybe gone for closest, but it ain't gonna matter. Potemkin basta.
Wire seeing on the heat tackle is an interesting one because I believe, you know, Resil just had that blocked out, so probably well within his right to, you know, get a punish on there. But the YRC only just getting a guard crush instead is it's a really unfortunate way to go. And Mattie immediately capitalizing on the arrow, just straight karma buster, no chance for you to use that burst out. And the story of Mattie is still being written.
Yeah, the run keeps on running, it seems. Unfortunately for Resil, end of the line here today, but as we all pretty much expect by now, whenever we see Resil's name pop up in bracket, we know it's going pretty deep, whether it be top 16 or top 8s. This week it was that top 6 spot. And now looks like we get probably the funniest matchup in loser semis in the form of Scarf Mattie with the Chipp Potemkin. But it's time to move back on up to winner's side, YoKai.
Certainly, they have waited long enough. Time for Kirb versus PataChu. We're going to get Sin versus Johnny. Some top tier action for all of you. These are two characters with some very long buttons that like to take control as early as possible. I'm not quite certain who can simply win just mashing far slash on that round start situation, but either way, when one of them is in control against the other, just swinging with these long normals, it's going to be a tricky one. But of course, to find these spicy openings, one of them has to commit to getting closer to the other eventually. And that's, I think, where Sin can kind of shine with that Hawkbaker, right? The DP to be able to blow through some of these gaps, some of the stagger pressure that Kirb has been able to employ to great effect against previous opponents.
Yeah, I was saying in the watch parties during the weekend, I would love to see the PataChu Shurara mirror of the two Sins. They've got such different styles of Sins, it feels like. Although PataChu can sort of turn up the aggression, I feel like does tend to like to run his fadeaways, look for beat drivers and things like that. Whereas Churaro is like over the top aggression always, so it would have been a cool clash of styles. Maybe in the future, fingers crossed.
Hopefully. See how this Arc World Tour plays. Does Churaro play any other character? Just Sin.
Sin and Kai. But Kai's a character in Guilty Gear Xrd Rev. Definitely. Yeah. You can
on the roster.
It's certainly, you can pick it in character select. You know, if you wanna, you know, hard difficulty and all that stuff.
Yeah, because that kind of shoots my theory a bit. Because I can see, like you said, PataChu playing a little bit more of a slower, more longer range poke oriented type of Sin, and kind of fits in line with Elfeld for the most part, right? Similar playstyle, just setting up for a condition to approach on your own term, and there start running that in your face mixed pressure. So to a degree, right, there is that you can see where that flexibility comes from to just forego trying to find an optimal condition to approach, and instead says, you know what, YOLO, let's ball out.
Onyx is actually spitting. Kai is the team mode dummy, because when you select your character and you just mash through the rest of it, it'll select Kai. Because Kai is always the P2 pick. Unless you've selected P2 in your team mode, in which case you're weird. Or you're a Tekken player, either or.
Or you're the little brother in a family.
Oh, feels bad.
The unplugged second controller, classic.
Hate to see it,
See, I was the older brother, I wouldn't have known.
Let's see, PataChu Kirb. Big Johnny's up against most likely big Sins. Although, I mean, you mentioned Elfelt, and PataChu's definitely got that in the pocket.
Yeah, we do see the FL being deployed, especially in not strictly a better matchup over Sin type situations, but you know, the way these characters, these dual maining, this triple maining works out is sometimes you do just end up picking a character into a matchup simply because it feels better. It may not statistically play better, but it's like, yeah, you know what, this just feels good, so I'm gonna play it out. So we'll see if that Kirb is going to take PataChu down to that level, or if PataChu is, you know, consistent on that, like, no, this just has to be played out with Sin.
Ooh. Got the green. The health gain. Don't know how many health, but health got gained. Minuscule amount. Doesn't really do much, but listen, the health got gained, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it looked cool. Quick taunt for the funsies, but here we go. Kirb not really having escaped this side of the screen just yet. Able to find a few stray hits here and there. Sets up for the card, but again, gets close, and there's the Hawk Baker to challenge it out. Nice. Dash in, throw. Once again, frame kill throws. It's an OTG, and this time the close slash. But the jump out from Kirb. But again, both of them are seeing, and PataChu readjusting, making sure that Kirb has back to the wall. No escapes just yet.
Okay, for some backdash. Oh my days, the landing JS.
I think one thing that PataChu is just superb at is really being on the fly with adjusting his positioning and using the resources to make sure that his opponent's always locked in the corner. But here we got Kirb finding an escape now. Quick guard crush, tries to go in for the throw. You need to have the throw tech. He's not hesitant, just wants to get right back in there. But an excellent jump in is not going to be the most, as Kirb again finds the next couple of hits. And there's the punish on the dive kick.
Sending it into the overdrive. No chunky boy. Shrugged that off easily. Oh. Servers though, not quite chunky enough.
We gotta get that fixed up before the rank mode comes out, but still a round apiece for both players. Both have burst on the table. So as even as the situation as we can get that first game win situation with punish, and that's the early burst. Doesn't want to be put in the corner again against PataChu. Dashing up off that misfinder, sets up the card. Just like that. Tries the TK, but there's the awareness to DP through. Very nicely done by PataChu.
Get ready with that. Catch the backdash now. Can cash out at the end of this. Going to barrel.
Good challenge from Kirb. Gets that TK. Wild Assault wants to put him as close to the corner as the game will allow. And again, these throws being teched, but unfortunately messing up the attempt to escape here. Has to decide sooner or later when to burst. No hard knockdown. Wants to keep that 50 meter for an interaction.
Okay. So much meat on the side of Kirb, so PataChu just has to kind of be a little bit respectful. 50 tension does get spent though.
Oh. I love that. Using the dash momentum to just, you know, keep sliding slightly forward in spite of blocking a move and being close enough to just wait it out, right? Typically, you see that 5k goes into, must go into something else, surely. And of course it does, but in this case, being a throw.
Yeah, 50 tension that PataChu is saving. Tried to weather the storm, but unfortunately did not be able to release that tension.
I mean, we're saving it for next game, surely.
Oh, yeah, it should carry over.
Yeah, right? So far, we've seen a lot of poking game going on between these two players, but Kirb just seeming to be on top of getting the right level of interactions here again, just getting a nice punish on that gazelle step against PataChu, but this time it does succeed, but immediately denies it. Doesn't want to see PataChu put him in towards the corner.
Wow, still didn't matter even with the IBFD. I thought maybe it was over, but the card was still out, so Misfire just shut down that defense of PataChu's.
Yeah, ooh, just spacing away, knows about that deadly 6 speed, has that life lead, doesn't need to overcommit too hard just yet, but the slow jump out attempt already getting called out. PataChu looking for an opening here, but has to watch out, just sends the Asenga.
Alright, full POC. Ooh, the fake overhead, 5DR, C low. Different energy. Actually, though, plenty of meter and stamina, and it's not gonna matter at all.
Yeah, just the spacing and reactions of Kirb have been superb, right? Just a little bit out of the distance this time, not quite as much, getting whip punished. A little bit of Kirb's own medicine coming his way. No hard knockdown, but we are getting that positive meter bonus. We have that 1 stamina bar as well, so PataChu has to mind how he chooses to run that pressure, but no matter. Kirb finds the opening, and that stamina is being regenerated already. Just cash out fully here. 100 tension to play with, just keeps it short. Make sure to get that damage sticking. No burst attempts here from Kirb.
Not a lot of stamina and no burst for a little while, but that's okay because it's still RC. Doesn't RC off the hoof stomp though. Could have been the hit confirmed with the RC, but nothing came in the end, and now just be a bit careful. Kirb will get the pick up, and I think with the wall splat is gonna be enough. They go 2-0 up yet again. PataChu with all the tension on the table.
Yeah.
And just simply walks by the table.
It's very interesting. Like I think even on the hoof stomp, right? Like RC, it will mess with your scaling, sure, but you know it's better than dying with it, going into a reset situation. Especially you had the 100 meter, that was going to be a hard knockdown for you. So wondering what the decisions are being on PataChu's side, or if, the vibes might be off a bit. And immaculate spacing here from Kirb. Able to find a quick challenge. Slow but steady confirms. The DP coming out. Kirb has seen enough, already bursting. Wants to keep PataChu in the corner, wants to be in control of that spacing, that jump back JS. The burst from PataChu. Trying to make something stick here, running in for the big throw. And this time 5P call out.
Feels like it's been the game plan for a lot of the set for PataChu is fishing for a big counter hit, big driver. And it just has not worked out at all. Kirb has been like permanently just outside that range. 6P is going to punish the start of that 5K though, and now to the corner we go. Here's the throw.
Yeah, there's plenty of stamina to play with. Trying to RC, keep the slowdown going. Big DP out of the air. Doesn't use the stamina to keep it going. Instead, cashing it out here, but willing to challenge with that life lead. We see the 2P mash from Kirb onto set point he goes.
Kirb just able to, even though ate the DP on landing, was able to just kind of just jump out the corner and go back to midstream.
Certainly.
A little bit awkward there. Again, trying to fish. Elkunt though slides on through.
He's knocked into the corner. Throw is being baited out, but the run under it immediately getting a hit to land. Cashing straight onto the super for this hard knockdown. Going to be regenerating that tension to play with, but PataChu, of course, not without his own resources. Only this time has to be sure to actually use it.
13 frames of pure speed and the reversal overdrive. Denies the hunt completely. Late misfinder for the guard crush, just in case PataChu is going to wake up super. Still holds on to all of this tension. I suspend it. There's no stamina though on the table.
Yeah, has a hard knockdown, so we might be able to cover a bit. The throw does connect. An OTG to do it, so round apiece for both players. Kirb is still on that set point, but we have that burst to try and get that second chance going. So well done by PataChu to be able to win that last round with it on deck. Whiff punishes not quite hitting the mark just yet, but the chase down here from PataChu. Early burst from Kirb. Has seen enough. Wants to try and escape from this corner, but PataChu with the challenge now. Close slash. Just plays a nice and slow air to air. And look at the pickup. Very nicely done. Straight into the tire barrel. Gets that wall break. And we have a good, 2 stamina bars. Plenty to play with and already regenerating. This is as good a situation you can ask for.
And with the tension built up.
Oh no.
That. I mean, Johnny's pretty gutsy, but I feel like surely if you could get the clean hit tire and barrel, that probably would have been it, but we'll never know now. RTL, of course, right on cue. We'll be able to RC.
Oh, okay. I mean, in Kirb's case, right, that burst, damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation. Very hard to tell, but yeah, that not tire barreling, like you said, that's a bit funky, because even if it doesn't kill, the situation is only to your favor. You have that last 50 meters to play with on a hard knockdown. I think the stamina was good too, so curious.
Yeah, I think Kirb with that burst was just trying to, on the wake up, push PataChu all the way back to the corner, considering there's the tension available, and then use that tension to probably vault PRC. Normally a go-to option for Johnny's.
Certainly, but here we go, far slash connecting, immediately able to cash out, no stamina left, but still to find a quick couple hits here, slowly working away at the health of Kirb. Just needs a little bit, but what matters is that you keep Kirb locked here in the corner, jailed as he is, hard knockdown and stamina already regenerating, 1 bar to his name, finds that low, gets the pickup, doesn't even need the stamina for this, and just like that, PataChu on his way, tie up the set.
It's kind of the actually you want to expect more often than not in that kind of round. Just patient, bides the time, didn't overcommit in the corner. Just said when I get the hit, I'll have the meter available. Spends all the resources now. There's no burst. Tension will start to gain up, but that stamina you gotta wait quite a while for.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that at least that's to your benefit as Sin. It's like you can suffer a bit of scaling issues, right, by just going for the RC instead of stamina like we see here. But that, of course, means you potentially sacrifice a wall break chance. And so we are really teetering on the edge of the stamina play here, but the hits have been successful, so not the most detrimental situation. Goes for a bit of stagger pressure there, finds that tick throw going for himself. Kirb, that guard crush. Ooh, interesting, great beat. Finds the wall break there, has the meter for the kill. That's going to be Kirb back on set point, so PataChu needs to make a count here. Has that burst available going into potentially his final round in winner's side.
Actually comboed off the close slash, that was crazy. Kirb was just going for close slash 5D for the 5D mix, and the close slash connected and it combos, so take those. It's always great when the mix you're going for also combos into itself. Uh-oh, red wrist time.
Yeah, oh, there's a cash out. No burst early available thanks to the Wild Assault, but after eating a bit of damage, right, does come back up and just to slide in, making the most of the recovery frames of the Whiff Beak Driver, but the Hawk Baker hitting from all the way over there. PataChu now finding a couple openings, immediately cashing out, but this is a very hungry Sin situation. Damage is good, but man, only hard knockdown, positive meter bonus, but no stamina. You gotta make this count. Unfortunately, it just ends right there. Kirb has a full stick of butter to play with. Throw whiff into throw again off the PRC.
Heck this time. Volt PRC. Kind of awkward, but still going to get the counter here. Close S. And is able to close out the round, the game, and the set. Kirb taking it 3-1. Moves on into winner's side of Grands.
Certainly a very comfortable seat to be landing in, right? You get that second chance, even if the first set doesn't quite go your way. So PataChu now being sent down to the losers finals, having to wait for his opponent between Scarfed and Mattie coming up next. So before that, as always, the Matcherino is still there. It's still looming. Those codes, they are scary. We got 23 of them unclaimed, with 91 of us chilling right now. So I'm wondering what is going on with that.
What is going on? What is up with that? That is a fair point. Plenty of people. Possibility to claim is there. All they have to do is type !Matcherino and click the link and claim the code. It's not hard. Quite easy, in fact.
It's free money, and of course there is the ISK insurance that in the situation that somehow this process charges money off your account, you will be refunded by ISK personally, and of course, I'm not gonna make empty promises, but you might ask him for an extra ice cream at Head Stomper, possibly.
On themselves, they blame the beasts, heaven or hell.
But here we go, Mattie rocking the Slayer now instead. It's an interesting choice, because earlier he did hint at how funny of a matchup Chipp is into Potemkin, which of course we are all looking at the damage potential of Potemkin versus a character of low defensive nature. But Slayer also not too foreign of a concept for him to just absolutely vaporize Chipp.
Yeah, he played a lot of Slayer, I remember, at IGM as well, so definitely a nice coverage. It is probably just extremely annoying as the part to get the hit on Chipp, although part when he does get the hit is devastating. a character that's equally as devastating is Slayer.
I think it might tie also back to, like, you know, even on paper, maybe the Potemkin matchup is strictly better, just, you know, feel-wise. Already charging out 5p against that lovely pickup, already doing comparable damage in 4 hits compared to however many that Scarf had to go through there, but still able to challenge away with the blade. Kind of played a little slow, but immediately eats the hit there, but finds the throw. Now it's Mattie locked in the corner.
Yeah, you can also play into Scarship as well, someone that tends to be more grounded, look for the whiff punishes. It's harder to whiff punish stuff like a Slayer 2H. You might have made a misstep, get counter hit, and your life goes bye-bye. Command grab comes out though, the hidden leaf grab.
Man, it's still so tragic seeing that wall break super from Chipp, just doing comedically low damage, but still finding a quick opening. There is the burst from Mattie, puts Scarf in the corner, does find that jump out, and immediately another big counter hit, gets that full launcher. Interesting wall combo, tries to set up for an overhead, but unfortunately to no avail, but still challenging out of the pressure once Mattie locked in this corner for his own amusement here. Set up the mix, quick challenges, but so far nothing major has stuck, and there's the RC again for that big wall run damage. Spot against the wall, and there's the super to finish it out. Game 1, Scarf.
The gaps in some of the block strings that Mattie's doing. Scarf has been ready with those beta blades. This DP has not missed a single time so far in game 1. 100% conversion rate on those bad boys. Can that be kept up throughout the set though? That's the question here, because it's shutting down Mattie before he even gets to do any dandy shenanigans.
It certainly is. I think there's also an aspect of when you start playing the game and there's this matchup that is so funnily bad for you on your character and you want to be serious about it, you really take the time to understand how you can leverage your character in this situation. And we can see that Scarf a very deep understanding of how to deal with Slayer pressure. Just like that, look, respacing just outside of the Hand of Doom range. Doesn't quite get the punish, but still not losing his turn completely to Mattie. In this case, Mattie getting the Master's Hammer going. Double side swap, big pop busters. RC for the damage. This is memes. As all that hard work from Scarf immediately just flushed away from him thanks to Mattie's Slayer damage.
Funny little 6k frame kill at the end. Getting a bit cheeky with it. Oh my days, far as. Luckily though, backdash was in the air, so awkward hit. Fortunate for Scarf because that was a live flashing before the eyes moment.
Oh, big challenge, finds that opening. RC setting up for the rope damage. That's going to be a grip. Finally, we are seeing some good numbers on Chipp, right? If you can find an opportunity to either wall run or set up that rope, that's where the numbers are hidden. Fortunately, the numbers are not in the favor of this super, as it's still one more interaction for Scarf. Playing in Slayer, you don't want to afford that opportunity, but the regular throw is going to do the trick around a piece for both.
Yeah, Kbity can do so much off that hard knockdown. The guest round is just so... I can't believe that I can get the punish off. Oh my days, stuck in the throw recovery. Fortunate for Scarf. Oh my god, the closest.
Yeah. Another Twitter post for Slayer, I believe.
2D. It's the Mix Master's Hammer. Run it back, overhead, connects. Oh, the beta blade.
Connecting very late. There's the K Alpha Blade trying to make whatever work, but RC sees you nice and slow and just homes right in on you. Mattie with the air throw is able to tie up the games. One apiece on the set.
Crispy air throw there. So it's always a bit difficult to chase down Chipp with the triple jumps, J2Ks and Alpha Blades and things like that.
I think that's definitely one of the stronger and more appealing aspects of Guilty Gears in general. Since Xrd, you know, the RC is doing the slowdown, just able to observe what your opponent is doing and react appropriately. Great punish here from Scarf to get it started though. Already has Mattie trapped into the corner. There is the strike throw game being used to excellent effect. Mattie trying to push block away, but that tension is non-existent. I.B.s it! Doesn't quite get the punish, still able to recover in time to block the master, the Hands of Doom. Back in the corner, Mattie's stuck. Hold on, World Tour? No. One reset. Again, another throw. RC, back the way we go. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
God, that's stuck. Jeez, that's Chipp combos go crazy. The clownery.
Absolute treat to watch on play on the Chipp, right? The spacing, the timing, and of course the execution, just all the full package.
He just did not care about the 100 Doom, he just ran past it.
So, nuh-uh.
So I have a bus to catch, hold on. Train just arrived on the platform, let me go.
Can't miss this one, they already delayed 3 before.
Exactly. Try to empty the pressure away, find the moment, try to press on the landing, ain't gonna work out though, Scarf, keep the pressure up, we've punished on the 2H.
Look at how he's able to call out the challenging attempt. Okay, not that one sadly, as Nita just eats a fistful of fist.
What a timing on the burst though, to put Mattie in the corner, that makes the situation so rough for the Slayer as the second throw secures the game lead once more. The clutch burst paying off in droves at the end there, putting Mattie back in the corner in the back foot. Beautiful stuff from the Chipp.
Garth has this sort of plan already well in advance against his opponent. We see him backing away from pressure and as well as just constantly throwing out options, overwhelming the opponent. Sometimes as Chipp, you just kind of eat a bit of dirt with a big old counter hit, but when the dominoes just fall into place, just the way you've set it up, you space out appropriately, they commit to a big old button to try and challenge you to get that whiff punish. It's just all so satisfying.
Okay. I got my blade for a little bit of plus frames. Air blocks, so still Scarf's turn, and there it is again, the Banzai!
That's an interesting route. He sets up into the rope.
That was...
Alright, man. Just like that, Mattie has seen enough. Immediately just decks him against the face, but tries to go for Danny step away, but to no avail. Scarf is on you. Just like that, set point.
That chase down was hella sick. Chasing down that back down step like that.
Ooh, oh. OTG, so not the most optimal confirm, but here we go. Mattie playing really fast now, but unfortunately has to cut it short. Trying to swing, hoping to catch. Scarf running into one of these buns. Power bunker, RC keeps a nice save. 6K. The whiff in this case.
That is disgusting. Shades of Evil Ryu doing forward medium kick into Demon, it feels like. Disgusting. Look at the stalling. Oh my god. It ain't even gonna matter. The mind beta blade. Hold on, wait a minute.
There's a chance here. Both players trading. Oh my goodness, the spacing away from the 2HS. Already gets the pick up. Nice punish. Wall splat in this case. Has to go for that super. One side and hard knockdown. Both players with a burst available. Seeing maybe if Mattie will commit the burst to this round or if he's able to close it out. Unfortunately, not quite going to go that way. So both players going into potentially final round here for Mattie with burst available. Scarf already pressing the advantage.
I do love the tournament RC confirms, where it's just button into RC. Just to be like, right, I got the hit. I can press another button to close it out. Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, just take your time, making sure that whatever hits, finishes the job. There's the wall break, already a lovely bit of health lead here in the positive meter balls, only to advance that, but close slash able to hit that J2K right out of him. Oosh.
Okay. 6Ps through the Alpha Blade. Well, I see on the start of 2H, rips out and about. Oh my god.
It's that last two. Oh, and there it is. Just the patience. Shimmy back and forth. Get you psyched out. Commit to a button. But no. Scarfed is already ahead of you. He has planned well in advance when he wants to run in. Press that far slash and get himself a neat little counter hit. So that is going to be the end of Mattie. Scarfed moving on forward to face off against PataChu in the losers finals. But still, congratulations to Mattie. 4th place finish.
Yeah. Brilliant run by the Potemkin / Slayer main. Should be a interesting year if Mai decides to travel a bit. Definitely capable of making some solid runs here and there with those two characters in particular. Very devastating currently. Let's move on to the final 3. So this Chipp carries on smoothing on. And we get the winner's semis run back of PataChu Scarfed, where PataChu did take that 3-0. Let's see if the momentum that Scarf's picked up on this loser's run mixes things up.
I think it's a very challenging matchup in general for Chipp, because just how much presence Sin has on the screen at the start of the game with all these long range buttons, /, 2S, beat driver, and how much they can lead into confirms due to the stamina cancels. It becomes very tricky for Scarf to approach. Has to be oh so careful, and then a lot of the times Chipp doesn't lead to the most satisfying damage unless you can get a well-placed confirm or RC to lead into rope or wall run damage. And having to constantly go for mix-ups and just the wrong guess, like the wrong mix-up and the right guess from PataChu can instantly just switch the situation right around with just, resource dump, stamina canceling, and just cashing out as much damage as possible, and just leveraging and enjoying the fact that Chipp is low on the defense.
Yeah, certainly. Sin can take advantage of that in boatloads, tearing apart the paper mache.
We'll see if it gets to that, right? Because of course, if the momentum is hot, like you said, for Scarf, then he's able to just really be in the zone, get the right reads, make it a nice and tight game. Because we have seen Scarf, mount insurmountable odds, playing against some of the craziest, highest damage characters, just working as best as possible on his Muhammad Ali impression, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type beat, and take those games.
See, PataChu just taking the time to get on the soap. I'll have to double check.
I'm gonna open up the stream if he's doing the. Okay, no, he is on the server. Sometimes he might just be playing that rhythm game.
Oh yeah, true.
We still have 21 codes, so if my or Jonesy's announcements of the code means that we claim 2 apiece, means we have to remind you all of the codes 10 more times, plus a half. So make sure to do that, support these players, get these numbers going, give them their kebabs, the prizes for putting on this high level performance, this strive. You all love to tune in week after week, see this game being played so long into its lifespan by such wonderful players. PataChu versus Scarfed. Starting off right now. Immediately the chance from Scarf has seen enough, wants to get the momentum going as early as possible, but there's the burst. PataChu wanting to be the conductor here. Wait, how many car cancels did he do underneath him?
I didn't. With flexing powers, it feels like the Scarf just kept doing it. It's crazy. Even with previous sets on like All Ray Supers, was like, yeah, let me power it first.
Hard knockdown and ooh.
Okay, I like what's up. Beta blade.
Oh, but it's the pixel health still for PataChu, surely, and run and throw to finish it off. Good reactions there from Scarf, right? Seeing the blue RC could have been a pretty bad punish there on the side from PataChu, but says, like, you know what, nah. Still on my turn. Oh, and it all combos and it subs to the correct side.
Oh no. Costly drop for his first. Which might be the downfall of Scarfed in this round. Wow, that might have actually been a reaction to that IBFD just to go for that food cancel. That is... the food needs to not be just a meme. Because that is godlike.
True. It was he doesn't know what effect he's getting, but I would
And
not
all
have
of 'em-
considered to see like that, because that's an insane reaction to see like, oh, I got pushed away this far. Let me just completely change up what I might have done if it was a regular FD.
And all of them do, like, nothing. They might as well not do anything. That's how small of an impact they actually have.
It's
Crazy.
just PataChu flexing his awareness.
For real. I mean, PataChu even used to do, like, consume the food as a frame kill during the wall stick and then do super. It was crazy times. Alright, burst. Hot by Scarf. PataChu though, his tension as the Scarf. We'll see. PRC trying to chase down with the air grab, but it's gonna whiff.
Watching a little too far away, I believe, and there's the tire and barrel. And a very dead Chipp as PataChu taking that first game. This is the kind of situations that you don't want to see on Scarf side, right? Like, super in control, but a catastrophic drop here and there, and immediately you face off against a character that can just really hurt you for it.
Yeah, that's so rough. Scarf trying. If that air grab connects, there's a timeline where it's Scarf 1-0 up instead, but alas, it whiffed. And maybe even with that drop as well. That costly drop with the beta blade into burst was the shift that PataChu needed.
Absolutely, it's a very painful drop to see, and oh my goodness, immediate challenge here from PataChu, using the stamina to extend a little bit further. Scarfed had enough. Burst does find an interesting confirm there, and PataChu already cutting it short. Quick food eat for the style. Already we see Chipp going all over, but no, the rundown, the big drivers is enough trolling. Hope this wall break. Tire and barrel, one stamina bar to play with, and it's going to be a minute before that starts recharging.
Okay, we'll get the whiff punch from the beat driver. Empty throw. Onto the rip we go and avoids the Hawk Baker. Zooms on by. Sonic style, but it ain't gonna matter. PataChu. Still plenty of combo left and it did not even matter.
I think both players looked at the situation earnestly believing that Scarf just had that punish, as that big 2HS whiff was unpunished, but what is punished is that DP and immediately the burst from Scarf. We see the footsies, tries to get that whip punch, but that 2K!
Nah, that's cold.
Yeah, that 2K somehow able to get the extended hurt box.
Forces. Alright. Beta Blade for Stouts. Just blocks on the Wreckers as well. Scarf don't care, just keeps on swinging. Try to do something. Maybe the 6P, but the button was so active it just PataChu realistically had to just block in the end.
Big all active disjoint indeed. VRC giving that extra overhead a bit more time to come out there. Patience trying to IBFD, but he gets right back in there. Jeez, good blocks and overhead. RC double low. Patience on Scarf. The reactions are on point. BRC's in. Gets a quick throw. Burst available for both players. Gamma Blade, but there is the Hawk Baker. PataChu willing to just risk it all for that second game win.
Yeah, Scarf just so low, you just decide, you know what, I'll let it rock, let's see. Rolls the dice and it pays off. PataChu now 2-0 up. Shades of that winner's semi-set, perhaps. Starting to loom over here in losers finals. Of course, Kirb still sitting pretty on the side of winners grands. Winner of this has to somehow take 2 sets off that Johnny that's been balling so far in this bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely the hunger for that rematch was on the side of PataChu. Completely looking to overrun Scarf, because if this one is going a little tough, imagine how a run back against Kirb might go. So hopefully Scarf is able to make a dent here. But it's looking a little tough. Spacing, unfortunately not getting the full confirm, and just like that, slide gap, and PataChu already getting that Hawk Baker going out. Early burst being used, wants to cut it short as soon as possible, but the 5P just knocking him off the rope, and just like that, look at this cash out, tire barrel, getting the knockdown and still regenerating the stamina as we speak.
Alright, the Voo Stomp RC connection. With the damage that Sin can put out, we'll be able to put PataChu on 2 set point here.
Very nice opening. Quick knockdown. Finds the throw, locked into the corner. How are we going to set up this next mix-up? Just trying to play it slow and patient. See if there's a response from PataChu that he can't whiff punish. Instead, opting for the mix-up. Finds that overhead. Has to keep the combo short, but still able to land a lot of damage here on PataChu.
Wacky clash. All the meter in the world to work with. Faked the overhead, but didn't really get too much off that, unfortunately. PataChu with the throw in the corner. Now it starts to rack up. Takes the gamble on the beta blade. That could have actually just been the round there and then if PataChu found the hit. Still is that tension available. All it takes is a tyrant barrel to get spent on the PRC. Full stamina though. Scarf looking for the chip. Oh, the Hawk Baker.
As the overhead to connect on top of it, still has a burst, needs to stay alive here. Desperately wanting that last pixel, does find it, but man, that's not the way you want to see a winning round go. Using that burst to try and stay alive.
Oh my.
PataChu immediately with the air throw, getting the full cash out here on the overhead. Fortunately, no meter for the hard knockdown, but still look at this damage. The early start is so strong.
I was about to just say ice, just make it the 3-0, but Scarf's trying to mount this comeback, is slowly racking up the damage here, little by little. We'll be able to get the hard knockdown, but you have to be respectful of PataChu's wake-up options. 100 tension is available. Let's get the throw.
OTGs. Gets in nice and close, but the throw whiffing and getting punished by PataChu instead. Trying to stall for time here, but PataChu just running up nice and safe. The burst is back on the table. Both players with a good amount of meter. Immediately cashing out to the super, but unfortunately this one isn't the best for the kills. So needs to get that knockdown and make it happen. But again, respect has to be owed, but none given.
Alright, well, full stamina, full tension. Dusted away, Thanos snapped out of existence. Scarfed stays alive. Here he loses finals, trying to make that reverse sweep happen. Takes those first steps up that mountain. 2-1 now. Is this set?
Scarfed might have been seeing the earlier awkward situations that PataChu lands himself in with just having full resources being underutilized and says like, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it here. Hope that it's my time now to be able to enjoy some of that. Big elk hunt. Be cashing out some stamina, dragging Scarfed in towards the corner now. Time for final opening, but no, Scarf with the jump out. Then the early JHS to stop any sort of rising challenge out from PataChu, and has the wall break. He'll be netting himself a bit of damage here, but it's more importantly that hard knockdown and positive meter bonus, right? Generating back that burst gauge and of course that tension for that extra damage and safety.
Taking the gamble on the damage being enough here. This puts us back at mid-screen, and it's not actually enough, but the RC extension with the rope and the wall stick is going to be enough.
That's a very interesting routing to RC off of the super whip.
I've never seen that before, and that is godlike.
Certainly.
And I feel like it's a once in a blue moon combo, but it's sick that Scarf has those break the glass if necessary, if needed type combos.
Oh, I think he tried to go for the bait again, but either facing the wrong side, unable to recover in time. Still wins out the footsie game, quickly cashes out the super. Is it close enough to the wall? Not quite, but still has him cornered, rising up, and that JD will do it. Scarf with a much more confident game win here, so ties up the set.
If I had a penny for every time a PataChu round ended, losing the round with 100 tension, I'd have at least 10 pennies. I think. That's probably a slight exaggeration. It's probably more like 5p, but still, it's more than once is the point I'm trying to make.
It's more than once, and it's definitely very concerning, especially a game like Guilty Gear, where how quickly you can build that meter. You almost want to instantly get rid of it, so don't know if PataChu is on a special diet here to see how far he can get with the minimal usage of the resources, but Man, don't scoff at the system mechanics the games affords you.
Yeah, for real. Being overly frugal is not the Guilty Gear way.
Flag's facing the wrong way for that.
Oh.
Nice. Just keeping the stagger pressure, the patience here on Scarf's side, looking for a quick whip punish, but sends in the elk and not ready to block low in time. Look at the combo and able to get the kill. PataChu back on that set point. Still Scarfed with a shot. Challenge here. Needs to make a count. Tries to get that whiff punish, but instead is able to interrupt the approach. Good mix on the rope, and that's going to be the early burst from PataChu. But the elk again. Such a big problem so far for Scarfed in this game. And the burst bait is not looking fresh.
Tried to do a late burst to deny the wall stick and the tension, but PataChu one step ahead, called it out completely, and the confirm into the tyrant barrel. Scarfed shatters completely on that back end. And PataChu closes it out in the game 5 set, wins it 3-2 and moves on to the grands here today on Salty.
It is, ooh. I mean, it was nice to see Scarf to, you know, stay alive, make a splash happen, show off a bit more of that Chipp gaming, but, you know, you see the biggest downside of the character. It's how it handles damage from its opponents, and it's not well. It doesn't handle that too well. So, congratulations to, again, Scarf making it to 3rd place, as PataChu now facing off against Kirb. Went pretty well, it went pretty okay the last time, but Kirb at some point simply just had PataChu's number. So we shall see with the steam now of having played against Scarf, heading straight into Kirb. Is it going to be enough to overcome, manage the distance a little better and deal with Kirb's pressure, or same old Kirb taking it over PataChu? Who will know? Only time will tell.
Kirb's doing a bit of a Red Data impression in this bracket. Has dropped a single game today so far. So that is a tall order for PataChu. To be fair though, the one dropped game is against PataChu.
Yeah.
But PataChu has to win 6 against Kirb, and the way Kirb's been playing today is a tall order. But if there's a player in a bracket capable of doing anything, it's PataChu in a SaltyEU bracket.
Certainly, there's the big chicken being eaten up, but the 2P immediately denying the overhead, the hook stomp being gonzoed. Just like that. Stuck in the corner, guard crush, sets up the approach here for Kirb, finds a big counter hit, but instead just opts to set up some more cards, just maintaining the distance right, leverage that life lead, force PataChu to do the approach. Nice little whip punish going for himself, and there's the hard knockdown off the Tyrant Barrel. 1 stamina bar to his name, and that positive meter bonus should get him that 50 tension very soon.
Ooh. I feel like that was a drop, but I can't tell. Either way, we have to move on. Back throw. Deals the card. Delayed stagger, trying to prey on some sort of challenge.
Oh man, you blink once into a card set, it just pops, you get launched into the sky, and you know, the world is Johnny's oyster for getting those confirms.
So he took the challenge on a 4S. Bigger.
Enough to get out of there. The stagger pressure gets a nice counter hard. OTG, push him close towards the corner. There's the throw. You're locked in. Goes for an interesting JP frame kill. Try to jump out and back in you go. I got the stamina to play with, the 100 tension to cash out. Let's see if this time he will actually use it. Let's find that throw. Still sitting on that meter. Let's find the jump in. PRC, excellent burst bait. He's able to bring it down to around a piece in this first game.
Peace. Okay. Kind of cold from PataChu. Hoof stomp. Stomp up the yard. Keep the Kirb stuck in the corner, but Kirb with the challenge. We'll be able to get out of that with the vault. Stabbing away. Oh my days, a double dash. The speed of Johnny, that 13 frames of beauty. With the clash confirm as well off the anti-air attempt.
Yeah, trying to chase him down here. Excellent 6P, making sure that doesn't get hit by that far slash. Hawkbaker baited out. Steps away a little bit, so it's not going to be the craziest confirm, but again, this time baiting the Hawkbaker closer for a much more heftier punish. Kirb's going to be securing that first game.
Kirb's patient pressure finally rewarded. Able to punish that Hawkbaker at the end. Goes 1-0 up here in Grands. Fantastic opportunity for the Johnny here to get that dub. SaltyEU 130. Crazy numbers. We might actually hit the 200 mark.
We might indeed. Still a good couple more DLC characters left. Only time will tell if ArcSys is interested in another season, or are we maybe going to see that new IP fighter drop?
Whole year of World Tour as well, so Guilty Gear is going to be sticking around at least for another year.
Yeah, at least should be at least like 50 or so brackets. Sometimes the two take a break, but who's not taking a break is Kirb off this pressure. Already sticking right to the face of PataChu, the guard crush. Both of them running at each other, playing it a little safer, but ooh, it's a bit of a harder read that doesn't quite go anywhere. This means that PataChu getting this big punish. RTL. All break, 2 stamina bars to play with. And of course, that positive meter bonus quickly cranking up that tension. Hoof stomp connects, has the stamina to cancel it. RTL, they're hitting him once, twice, and doesn't even need to drag him away from the corner for the explosion.
Real quick round coming out there from PataChu. Try and answer back. We'll call on the dash up. Maybe tried to dash block, didn't work out. Oh, PLC begins. We're starting to slowly get built up as well on the side of PataChu, 6P. When the guard Kushoki back again, tried to Hawkbaker. Tried to maybe tag the hurt box of Misfinder, but it didn't work out. And Kirb with the overdrive against Sin. What's the wall damage?
Enough. Oh, wow, that actually
He's
didn't
chunky.
really do much.
He's chunky. But it ain't gonna matter. The Johnny throw.
Perfect. Just like Johnny. So, round of peace for both players. Kirb to extend his lead, put PataChu in a very dangerous situation of 1 game away from losing the bracket. He's gonna have to make a count now to even it up, but the Wild Assault connects, finds that knockdown. The burst gauge slowly being ripped away, and just the strike throw game from Kirb has been on point. TK Misfind a good block, but the guard crush means it's not the end of your turn just yet. Again, super. Shoots the J, feels the wall break, great damage being dealt, and that burst is gonna be so difficult for PataChu to use. Ooh. That was a wake-up option.
That was a 5D. That was a dust button. Yes. Yeah, indubitably.
Indubitably. Might have worked, you know. Somebody walking up. I think it's the ultimate bait, right? Somebody just dashes up, crouch blocks, and is like, oh, I'm going to be blocking this DP today. And PataChu just shooting the overhead for the Hail Mary, but somehow Kirb able to block that. And here we see the character swap. Last time, PataChu stuck it out for that those 4 games on the Sin, but now with tournament life on the line, be trying to make a splash here with Elfeld. So similar principles, I believe, apply to her as well as Sin, but a lot more projectile-oriented neutrals what we're going to be seeing on PataChu.
Yeah, the problem with that, if you're trying to use Miss Charlotte in neutral, is that Kirb's answer is just going to be Misfinder. And it'll just delete, it'll just slice it through that bullet completely. So
yeah,
you're praying.
Saw it off the like start.
Yeah.
Oh!
You're praying on being able to get the bombs and the wrecker pressures just go in. And the gamble is, if you're on the back foot, just it'll snowball even worse for you. The loss of reversal. Let's have overdrive available, but clip low. The Tozy Wosies.
And the hard part is, like, this is already looking kind of rough, and if PataChu is able to get his footing right, it's going to have to be Elfeld all the way. So far, it's not looking good. Already half health gone. The speed run is online. Burst is coming back pretty soon for PataChu, but still, Kirb in control. That pause meter bonus is giving him so much tension to play with. RC keeps the pressure going. Get a little bit of that extra damage off that throw thanks to the risk. Burst is available here for PataChu. Guard Crush does connect, but RC pressure on deck, but just leaps out with the grenade.
Yeah, Kirb trying to look for the shimmy, but PataChu didn't bite, and necklace is applied. We'll be able to get the throw. Okay, Charlotte setups. Wrecker pressure coming in. Kirb ready for it. Not that time though. Has to pop the burst. Remember, this is tournament point as well here for Kirb.
PataChu hanging on to this burst for a good minute. Definitely wants to try and take it into the next round, and we're getting closer to it as Kirb is struggling to deal with these mix-ups. That's the throw, that's the RC, that's the confirm. PataChu with a chance here. Try and make it then. Put one on the score. Is going into, still, again, potentially the final game here with burst available.
That burst still being available might be clutch, might be key. Pause 50 of it for the deflect shield to avoid any possible mix, but might have to use it again. Currently stuck in the corner.
It's going to be a lot of hurt before that burst comes back on deck. We still are able to see it come back in time for probably one more chance. Oof.
What's PataChu doing in the situation? Back against the wall. PRC, the mix, the burst!
Oh.
Blocked out, and Kirb is your SaltyEU number 130 winner. The Johnny dropping a single game today. Secures the win. Commiserations to PataChu with the second place today, Kirb. Secures the dub and gets the Matcherino money.
Ooh. That was quite the performance there from Kirb. Just the spacing, very nice. And something that really caught my eye as well is just how slow some of these buttons were coming out. There's always just that slight gap that if you get a little antsy and you want to press to escape, it's just primed to secure himself a counter hit. And just being on top with all the setups, and of course the very last situation, that burst safe pressure opener, very nicely done by Kirb.
Yeah, really solid play all around from Kirb. Fantastic stuff. Shouts to everyone that signed up. I think there was about 56 or so players today. Would have liked to see more Venom, but he's quite a techie character, so a lot of lab work probably happening at the moment. Fingers crossed in the near future we get some Venoms cropping up though. Definitely going to be excited to see.
We'd love to see YoKai pull up as well. I did see that really funny thing that people are really enjoying the command grab where he just packs you up into an orb, because for one, you can just ping pong them in the middle of the screen, really funny like, and another thing is, of course, you can completely shoot them to the top of the screen and then summon them back in with your super.
Yeah, it's a funny little command grab.
People are gonna have a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, definitely. It from us. Nice, probably just getting the top 8 graphic ready. Shouts to Lapsus holding it down on the mic earlier today as well. Shouts to everyone that has claimed a code. You can still claim a code. Exclamation mark Matcherino.
At least you know now who it goes to. I don't believe we are in the position to, with the codes, to be able to get a top 2 payout, but if you're so inclined to also feel like PataChu deserves a slice, do not hesitate. There is that free form contribute button, but of course, not as mandatory as the claiming a code. That is, you must do it. Oh, it is top 2. Okay, well, if you want other people to also get money, contribute's still there.
Definitely. I think that's gonna be it from us.
Yep, as she said, I'm currently making the top 2. I was very busy shilling Headstumber. If you hadn't noticed, I was MIA a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
But I've been. It's been effective. It's been good. So we're out there. Not bad. Definitely, again, chat. Make sure that you do check out Headstumber. I just can't recommend it enough. I've been to a ton of events, and you know, I wouldn't say that just because I'm a TO, but I would say Headstomber is my favorite. I have so many fun memories, and you know, a lot of them, you know, probably couldn't be said on the stream, but you know, it's been very good times over there. I remember
clearly
we were
you haven't
running,
been to Zero Fundamentals, Ice.
well, what's up with Zero Fundamentals? Let me
What's
know.
up with Zero Fundamentals
what's
is
that?
in April 19th, 20th, got a 2-day event happening in the Netherlands. And there it is, the beautiful graphic. Get out of the way, Broly. So definitely pull up. We got Strive, get to Gear Xrd, Blazblue Central Fiction, my beloved, Undernight in Birth 2, Granblue vs Rising, and BB Tag. It's going to be our first major, so we definitely would love to have as many of you pull up. And we're going to get some posts going to definitely get the name a little bit more out there than just me talking about it here the whole time. And hopefully the first of many. So if you are able to come in the Netherlands, unfortunately it is Easter, so I know the plane tickets are a little pricey, but we are learning and we're improving. So try to make it out this time, but otherwise, stay tuned for next year.
Oh. Yep. Make sure check it out. I mean, if you are like in the area, right? At least when you're in neighboring countries, it shouldn't be too bad, regardless, right? So.
No, definitely not. I checked earlier for Brussels Challenge. A train ticket over to the station near the venue costs me about 25 euros from Netherlands to Brussels.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour ride.
Right.
No, not even. It's an hour and a half.
Yep. So make sure you go there. Bolstraat 17 in Stiktik Dikshikt, and it's great.
In your what now?
Don't worry about it. That's what it's
Okay.
called.
Go ahead, Jonesy.
It's
Read
right there.
the
It's
name
right
of the
there on
venue.
the poster.
Yeah, read the name of the venue.
It's building 107. There you go.
Head on over to Boorstraat 107, Stichting Dijkzicht.
Dijkzicht. That's true. Don't worry about that, Onyx. Okay. it's all part of the plan. All right. I have made something that looks that, you know, I didn't add Twitter yet, but there we go. That's our top 8. I'll get the Twitters on there in a sec. We're gonna rate somebody. Maybe we could go to PataChu if he offline. Anyone streaming the Gears right now? Obviously, make sure you follow our YouTube if you haven't already. Bots are pretty much updated actually for Strive nowadays. We pretty much
Congratulations.
like
Whoa.
100% up to date, which is crazy. At least very, very close to. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, Time's Up is playing. I mean, that's perfect. I'll pester him about Headstone. Yeah. Have a good Monday evening, everyone. Gonna go eat dinner. And yeah. Thank you very much again, Lapsus, Jonesy, Yucker, helping out in comms. Hugely appreciate it. Have a good one, everyone. Out.
Blazblue.
Time.